All right, we're going to go there. For everybody who didn't get the news here, bag secured. Travis Hunter's girlfriend was able to close the deal and is showing off her trophy. It's just an episode of Dumb and Dumber. The grin on his face simply tells you everything. He likes her a hell of a whole lot more than she likes him. He violates every possible rule you could possibly imagine. He doesn't just go out of his way. He crashes all the hell the way out of his way. This is a young man who just got drafted to the NFL, and he's off buying her, well, got her a Brabus G800. So Brabus is a customizer. They work with anything you really want, but their pedigree is really with Mercedes, BMW, but Mercedes particularly. And this is at the wedding here. Now, I want to remind you all of something. I want to remind you of something before we go any further. Let's start with that part right there, just to show you how out of line this whole damn thing is. First of all, I need to remind you all of something because this is the weird screwed up era that we live in. Were you all aware of who's supposed to pay for the wedding? Do you know? Vogue magazine, January this year, who pays for the wedding? A guide to cost splitting. Splitting? Wow, okay. And what do they tell you here when you read the thing? Who traditionally pays for the wedding? According to traditional wedding etiquette, the bride's family assumes most of the financial costs associated with the wedding. What? Damn! What? So for those of you who didn't know, grew up in single mother homes, deadbeat daddy homes. By the way, some of you out here still wearing your capes and I'm protector and provider. And okay, but according to the wedding, actually the bride's family, and that can include her as far as I'm concerned, the bride's family assumes the cost for the wedding, including the wedding planner, invitations, dress, ceremony, reception, flowers, photography, and music. Want to go a little bit further? No less than Martha Stewart, who pays for the wedding. Here's what each family is traditionally responsible for. And when you go to hers, traditionally, most costs were covered by the bride's family, with the groom's family and the groom adding smaller amounts. So there's the real thing for you to take a look at there. By the way, that's what that's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. And yet now they've got you of a mindset here that, oh, no, and you know, how much can you afford there? They're hitting you for that is what they're doing. So what the bride's family traditionally pays for. We're going to come back to Travis here in just a moment, but I want to put this in 720 degrees of analysis and context before you go any further. What the bride's family traditionally pays for. The bride's family traditionally pays for the majority of the wedding-related expenses, from the engagement party to the newlyweds' getaway car. Speaking of getaway cars, so the bride's family supposed to be paying for the getaway car. Oh, not in Travis Hunter's house. Oh, no. Well, talk about turned on your ear. I just thought I would go ahead and take a moment here to clarify that for you. They traditionally pay for all those expenses, including from the engagement party to the newlyweds' getaway car, engagement party, wedding planner, invitations, photography and videography, venue, bride's attire, ceremony and reception, floral decor, rentals, food and drink, wedding cake, guest transportation, travel and lodging costs for bridesmaids and officiant, most other reception expenses. Most females today are not wife material. Based on just this standard right here alone, ain't a boss hoe in the room. Based on this right here alone, 90% of the females cannot afford to become a wife. trying to talk about the men not being economically desirable. If we told the females, okay, make sure you get all this together and it needs to be the dream wedding, 9 out of 10 do not qualify to be a wife. The females be ruling, yeah, we don't need that. It's 21st century. That's right. That means you should be paying 100% of everything when you think about it there for a few moments. Just saying. So there she is. This guy has had everyone on the internet telling him and warning him exactly what it is, so he simply cannot say it. You ever had that dumbass nephew of yours, the dumbass teenager in your family? He's just going to do the opposite of what you all say. They're determined. They going to show you. Ain't nobody going to tell them what to do. I'm going to show all of y'all. Now, the truth of the matter is that's his high school sweetie. Most likely no real sexual experiences there. So he's completely and totally sprung, and she sees it. Color struck, sprung, the whole 9 yards. Now, here's the other thing. When things go from goofy to goofiest, I mean, when you can't tell that you're on the menu, when you can't tell that you are the one who's on the menu, when Travis is up here trying to dance, and I'm going to be as nice about this as I can be. I'm going to be as diplomatic as I can be. In particular, when you see him right here, this video here. Oh boy. Tell me, how many black people has he been around? How many black people has he been around? Where are you among black folk dancing like this? This is like Kamala Harris. How many black folk has he been around, quote unquote, dancing like, where they do dancing like this at? Which dance is this? Asking for a friend. So in case you were wondering where that comes from and whatnot, JC, and I'm just reporting the news. I really, really am. I'm just reporting the news. That's all. So this is what happens when you raise your boys to be simps and betas. They were out there and, oh, now you think, does anybody think she paid for this? Does anyone think that she paid for this? I mean, you're talking about somebody playing the harp. So did she pay for all this? When your mama is raising the sons to be a bailout. When mamas raise their sons to be bailouts, you're supposed to be the man of the house, and they raise their sons to be bailouts. Then they grow up bailing things out. Mama don't care so long as she gets her cut. I'm going to say this because I have to give you all the analysis that other people will not give you because they cannot give it to you. Yes, this sits at the heart of the matter for his mama. This is at the heart of the matter for his mama. His mother is at the heart of this because, as you know, his father has had some legal issues. Don't you all understand when you're looking at a young man whose mother hates his father? Damn! Can't you tell when you're looking at a young man whose mother hates his father? So everything your deadbeat daddy didn't do, she's going to dump the burden, the emotional burden, the mental burden, the psychological burden, the financial burden. She going to dump it on you and make you think that it's your job to fill that gap. But in reality, she really couldn't stand your damn daddy. And especially where this little fella is concerned, she looking at you like, yeah, you going to have to pay as you weigh. You going to have to pay as you weigh. So they just want you to go ahead and patch that together. They just want you to patch that together. For the slow bus children today, I don't know why y'all are asking where his family comes from. This is global. I mean, I don't know if that's supposed, if you think that comforts you, I I don't really know what critical thinking skills you have here. If you think that comforts you, I don't know what point you think you're proving, but instant fail.
Nigga, what?
In any case, for all the slow bus children who think that that's the discussion tonight, no. All right, put the little baseball cap with the propeller on top of your heads. Some folks don't know when it's appropriate. So what they do here is when you got these women raising the children and they don't like the father and they can't stand the daddy, and you can't tell that your mama don't really like you because you look too much like the nigga that left, the fellow who was doing all this stuff here. You look too much like him. You remind her too much of your dad, and she can't stand it. So the burden gets dumped off on you because you look too much like your daddy. That's a hard conversation to have. That's a difficult thing to stare down the barrel of when somebody's got an issue with you looking like the man they laid down with. The problem is you just being born. So here you are being taught that you're supposed to take care of low-life females. You're supposed to take care of any female who slithers by. Don't you see where he learned that from? You see who put that into him? And so he's following the pedigree. Following the pedigree. Now, let's go ahead and get a little bit further off into it here because I do want to give you all a gentle reminder. Just a gentle reminder. Very easy to believe, very easy to accept. Yeah, when it looked like he was going to go somewhere after high school, she waited. Let me make sure. Let me wait till it looks like things are going to be good. Okay, let me take my OnlyFans down. Let me take my OnlyFans down. Let me guess, this ain't a red flag either, right? Now I need y'all to understand all the hoe huggers that we have out here. Please understand all the hoe huggers that we have. Because under this post, don't you see the stuff that came up after it? This nigga the girlfriend police. How you find that? Wasting his skills on dumb stuff. He should be hacking the Federal Reserve and eradicating debt and poverty. Damn, how he find this? So you got folks sitting up here hoe hugging. You got folks sitting up here hoe hugging. What does that matter if she got an OnlyFans? Why does that matter? Who cares? She got an OnlyFans, okay? You got folks like false, likely false. Who cares? They're in love, about to get married. I mean, do you understand the hoe huggers? Your past does not disqualify you from being loved. A diamond in the dirt is still a diamond.
Nigga, what?
These are real posts from 6 months ago. These are real responses to being told. By the way, you know the chick who was giving him a hard time and acting a fool in public? You know she had an OnlyFans, right? You know, but along with that tattoo sleeve that she has on her left arm, you know she was on OnlyFans, right? You know she got an OnlyFans. I mean, she got the whole starter kit. And this guy, your past does not disqualify you from being loved. A diamond in the dirt is still a diamond. I get what you're doing and all, and I don't knock right before he starts knocking, but can you at least hack the credit bureaus and give a bunch of us some decent credit scores? Get off your ass. They hate hearing about this because, tell the truth, it reminds you of your mama. You hate hearing about hoes because hearing about hoes hits too close to home because that reminds you of your mama who raised you. And you don't like to hear that because you wishing she'd ever got her life together. So, yeah. Some of you out here praying others' relationships are as miserable as yours. They just told you that she had an OnlyFans, and this is the response that they're giving. They're not addressing her behavior. They're not addressing her track record. They start explaining now here's the most pathetic part. Explaining for a relationship that they're not even in. You're not even, what's your incentive to defend her? Vicarious. Well, my mama would like that. Okay, look, your mama's a goner. Get over it. Get over it. But it goes deeper. It goes further here, folks, because I want to go ahead and show you something else here. Just to give you an example here. This is from Travis's page here. This is from his Instagram. You can see what he had on there. You can take a look at, these are the images that he posted on Instagram. Take a look at that. Now, these are the images that he posted. This is what he posted. This is what he posted. This is what he posted. Wait till we get to the last one. This is what he posted now. This is what he posted. And then you get to this last one and you see his caption over here. Just two kids living out everything they talked about at 18 and 19 years old. Bruh, you really don't want to bring up chronology of the past. You really don't want to do that. You're not a very bright guy. This is not what you want to do. All right. So he's living off nostalgia. And these were the things that he posted on his page. These are the things that he posted here. This is what she posted on her page. Take a look at the pictures that she posted on hers. Now, this is the first one that she posted. Now, this is the first one that he posted. This is number one from his page. This is number one from hers. This is number two. It was also on his. I think that was over there too. This is number 4 on her page. So a second one of them out there, a second one. He's got himself looking at her. This is what she posted on her page. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4.
What? Damn! Auntie, chill!
This is number 4. This is number 4 because what is a bride without showing some thigh on Instagram? What's a bride without showing her thigh tats on Instagram? This is at the damn wedding, people. Okay. She wants y'all to know what she working with. Okay, no red flags here. OnlyFans don't matter. This don't mean nothing. What you call this a red flag? You're just haters. You're just haters. Nothing wrong with this. You're just haters. You call this evidence. There she is showing the ring. I think they said they spent $100,000. I want to say they said it was $100,000 ring. Red bottoms. Okay. I mean, here's my point. She could never in a trillion years do this for herself. 0% chance that she could ever do this for herself. A $300,000 to $600,000 Brabus G-Wagon. Brabus is a customizer. Typically speaking, they'll do anything you want to there. Though usually they're gonna want to start with like $50,000, but they can start from anything from $50,000 to $1 million, depending on the type of customization that you want. Brabus does everything. Brabus does engines. They do interiors. Anything Bentley can do, Brabus can do. Actually, in some cases, they can do better. So she's got a G-Wagon that's hella expensive. She has red bottoms and rings, hundreds of thousands of dollars in car, jewelry, clothing. She could never in her existence do this. Never. She could sit there on OnlyFans for the rest of her life. This ain't never happening. And she's letting you know that these are her trophies. These are her trophies. And this is what she came for. Bag secured. Bag secured. Now you look at this. February 26, 2022, you first asked me to be your girlfriend.
What?
Now, 3.5 years later, May 2025, I became your wife. Folks, I don't mean to nitpick here. I really, really don't. February 2022 to 2025. Okay, you got the 3 years part right. Okay. All right, hey, Travis, is she gonna be in charge of the finances? You're gonna be overpaying a lot if she's in charge of the financing. If she's the one got to balance the checkbooks and be in charge of the financing, yeah, it's gonna be a rough ride for you. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's gonna be a rough ride for you. How did you get to this point? How did this happen? First of all, you got boys out here being conditioned by their mammies to be workhorses and slaves, to patch together holes that females who messed up their lives could not fix themselves, so they dumped the burden off on you. You are not here to be anybody's servant. You're here to be taught how to be your own master, and as you can clearly see, everybody has, all the pigs and swine have waddled their way up to the trough, and as usual, they're here to eat. And he's here to sign as many multi-million-dollar deals as he can so that he can finance all these other leeches and vampires. You don't have a mama who's worth a damn when she allows this to occur. Not worth a damn. But mama got what she wanted. Go ahead and get that damn bag and pay for me everything I ever wanted, even though she's too old for it to even matter at this point. But this is not about reality. It's about getting even. I want to go ahead and say something else here tonight. This is the reason why we don't go around congratulating you folks.
Nigga, please.
We don't go around congratulating you folks when you say you're getting married, because we can see who you're getting married to. And it's nothing we want. So you can go post it, and you can go be up on Instagram, and you can go have Stephen A. Smith and them talk about it, and you can call it The Breakfast Club. But it was like, hey, dude, ain't none of us trying to trade places with you. Well, about the G-Wagon. Okay, I'll go get my own. Bruh, none of us want to trade places with you, man. There's nothing you got going on over there that we want. And that's just the facts of life. There isn't anything going on over there that we are looking to have for ourselves. And if we had our druthers, there ain't none of this that we would want to stick with for the rest of our damn lives and be legally obligated to for the rest of our days. And that's the truth of it. Has he made any money from the NFL at this point? No. That means he's splurging the little NIL money he got. That's the thing I want y'all to understand. When you see this Brabus here, that's his little NIL money. So he ain't even made really nothing yet. Certainly hasn't put anything away. Why, he's going to spend it all now? Well, don't worry. I'll get it all back when I get to the league. So we know he's not spending no NFL money. No, he's spending the damn little NIL college money he got. He's spending that. First order of business, go call Brabus. First order of business is to go call Brabus. He hasn't even made her earn this. She ain't earned nothing. But it's off to the Brabus dealership. I mean, before the wedding, he's just coming in the damn gate. This is what a weak, defeated male does to try to convince a female that he qualifies for her. Dude, she was on OnlyFans. She was on OnlyFans. Right up until you asked to be, whether she finally agreed to be your girlfriend, right up until then, she was on OnlyFans. She was scouting for somebody to go ahead and give her a soft life on the market. She was already looking, and she wasn't looking for you. Now, that's just the brutal facts of life. She was looking for somebody, she just wasn't looking for you. And what do you know? Of all the options she got, this was the one that gives her the most attention and the most status, because it wasn't like her OnlyFans was popping. It wasn't like she could brag about that. So, dude, you are the bag. You are the bank. You are the producer. She's got nothing without you. And what you've done is just park it at her damn feet. She didn't have to do anything for it. She's publicly embarrassing you. You're overlooking all that. Oh, well, you know how she is. Yeah, we know exactly how she is. And it's embarrassing. He's got a chick here who put a battery in his back. And now he's competing to prove to her that he's good enough for her and not the other way around. The problem here is you can't tell a man nothing if he doesn't want to know it.
What?
People, you can't tell a man something if he doesn't want to know it. A man won't hear something if he doesn't want to hear it. If you're telling him something he doesn't want to hear, he's going to tune that out. I should know. I was near his age when I financially collapsed the first time. There was a female involved. She was a major factor, not the major factor, but it was a good enough distraction. So I know what it's like to be too young and given too much money and too much power too soon, and you don't know what to do with it, and nobody's telling you to protect yourself. I recognize all the red flags when I see them. Now, I was smart enough at least not to marry the broad. Certainly not to get her pregnant. People are already speculating that she may be. Y'all trying to speculate from pictures. I think it's too early to do that because I think she was at the wedding just scarfing down, really. A lot of y'all think, she getting pregnant. No, what is she? I mean, no disrespect, but I mean, she's there with some, it looks like they got the Latina side of the family. Y'all know how it goes. It goes one of two ways. They either shaped like Coke bottles or shaped like Coke cans.
Damn!
That's basically the way it goes. There's bad and good and ain't nothing in between. So, she's at the wedding. If some black folk done cooked, she got a drumstick in one hand and a fork of spare ribs in the other, and the cake over here. She's already on her way to looking like some Hungry Jack biscuits. So he's sitting there remembering what she was 5 years ago. He doesn't see that number is steadily creeping up. Okay, put her in that wedding dress, and look here. She's like, I ain't got to wait on nothing. I ain't got to wait. I've been hungry my whole damn life. It's time to chow down. What do I have to look good for anymore? You should be lucky just to be with me. This where she at now. You should just be lucky to be here. You should be lucky that I've graced you to allow you to marry me. I don't have to do anything else except let you marry me. Now, where's the buffet?
Cookie! Nom, 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 oh, nom, 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 nom. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
All on his dime. All on his dime, so he is dismissing all information. He's remembering where he started at. There's another problem right here. Travis, another problem here. He's not used to getting attention. He's not used to actually being the center of attention. He's not used to that. He's used to playing ball, but he's obviously socially awkward. He's not used to being the center of attention, so he literally can't tell the difference between people laughing with him and people laughing at him. He can't tell the difference. He doesn't know what the difference is. So like Eddie Murphy didn't trade in places, and he'll pay for a buffet to, keep people around you. They're around you, and finally they're folks, they like me. They really like me. He's not used to having people around him speaking positively and you're the man, and he doesn't understand groupieism. He's discounting that. He thinks it's because he's so great. He's telling y'all, don't worry, I'm so great. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this tonight? Why am I examining this? Why am I showing you the seedy underbelly? Why am I sitting up here exposing all this? I'm doing this for a reason, because there are a bunch of you right now. I'm not doing this for Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter got warned. I was saying that I hope he wouldn't follow through with this, that hopefully he will take his time. And I know what happened. What happened was she spent the better part of the last 3 to 6 months, when she was getting all that negative publicity, she was spending the majority of that time, laying up, giving him the triple X rated everything, because she probably felt it slipping away. So she got him off by himself, and she threw down the triple X rated sloppy everything. And like a lot of fellas out there, he's starting to assume that, this is the way it will be for the rest of my life. So hell yeah, I can go in on the ring and the red bottoms and the overpriced German car. I can go in on all that because, hey, I'm sitting pretty. I'm sitting pretty. I'm sitting good. Now, I want to make a suggestion here to the fellas tonight. Please understand something. When you are going to make any type of permanent decision for a female, and that permanent involves you signing a document or the state being able to be involved. Fellas, listen to me. Forget post-sex clarity. Forget that. That ain't the standard. Do not make any decisions during sex. And I'm talking about a decision as far as how you feel about that person. Do not make any decisions during sex, before sex, day 2 before. If sex is anywhere in the equation, do not make any type of decision when sex is in the proximity or is going on. Women understand, all you women, every single female in here knows that sex turns a man's brain off. Any female who tries to deny it,
Oh, please.
every female in here knows sex turns a man's brain off. Travis Hunter is Exhibit A. Every female knows, if I want to wear him down, if I want to take the edge off, if I want him to drop his defenses, that's the time to do it. Sex turns a man's brain off. So it doesn't matter whether you want to have sex with him or not. If you want to have dominance, sex is going to give you your best chance. So females understand that. Especially if you in the doghouse and old boy's looking like he's edging away from you, all of a sudden you got to turn off that nasty attitude that was turning him against you. And now all of a sudden, you a XXX rated nymphomaniac now. Now all of a sudden you calling him up, you're sending naked pictures, you getting G-string thong pictures all the damn time. It's like, I'll be damned, it's like the old days again. Yeah, bruh, she trying to land this plane. So when females see themselves losing their grip, falling out the frame, you about to lose your edge. Well, let me go take a trip to Victoria's Secret. Damn. Let me go to Victoria's Secret or Hustler Video or wherever. Let me go grab the underwear that's barely there. Let me go get that. And then next thing you know, let me clear my calendar. Let me clear my calendar. If she if she got to fly in, roll in, take a train in, crawl in, let me clear my calendar. If I get half a second up in here, all of a sudden she's initiating. You ain't gonna ask for nothing. All of a sudden she's all over you. By the way, fellas, one more thing. This is why the males need a dad in their lives. You ain't heard this anywhere else. Not no red pill. Fresh and misfit. Rolo, oh no, y'all ain't heard this nowhere. What you're about to hear. Fellas say that women do not apologize. That is not true. There is one time that females, no matter their age, apologize on a regular basis. And that's when she thinks she's about to lose the bag. When a female thinks she about to lose this thing, all of a sudden they know how to apologize. XXX rated sex, she can buy gifts. She's not harassing you about who gonna pay for dinner. She's apologetic when she does something wrong. Ain't no argument, ain't no fight. Why, I'll be damned. Instant ladylike. So when they tell you women never apologize, actually they do. Actually they do. And depending on the circumstances, actually they do. And they want you to remember that they did. Because just as soon as they got the leverage back on their side of the fence, all that's going away. Yeah, we having sex sometimes. We apologize, never. Now she digs in her heels. She thinks she got leverage. She's not asking you for stuff. She's telling you. She's telling you what it's going to be. What is it you bring? You bring $50 million of productivity. What does she bring? I brought me. She didn't bring him $50 million of nothing. He was going to get this whether she gets run over by a bus on her way to the wedding. He was still going to get everything he going to get without her. So she got to make you think that there's something indispensable here. So fellas, understand, when a female sees you as the bag and she realizes she's about to slip up with it, she's going to make things as easy as she can. And now, all of a sudden, she got some act right, and act right means everything is easy now. Now she's not going to act a fool. Everything's going to be easy. All of a sudden, everything's going to be easy, not going to be any difficulties. She calling you daddy, and we're not going to argue with you. Everything's easy now. Everything's a breeze. And you're sitting up here telling yourself, good, now if I can just keep her this way for about the next 60 years, I'll be set. And now I can just go focus on the football game. I can go focus on work. I can go focus on what I'm doing. I don't have to allocate bandwidth for that no more. Some of you wonder how in the world this kind of thing can occur here. I want you to understand something. If you do not come from a solid household that values who and what you are, if you grow up in a household that has contempt for blackness, whether it's the mother or the father towards the mother or the father or anything else, you will have children who have contempt for blackness. And I submit to you that him going for such an obviously flawed female, there's only one, she's no different from any other hood rat you've seen. There's only one real distinction that she has, just one. There isn't anything else. So she's got the attitude and the neck jerking and the public displays of disrespect and everything else. So it's not like it's some anomaly here. There's only one difference that she has. Just one. Just one difference, that's all. So as long as she's not black, he's okay. We're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to do that. And to anybody who would try to doubt, show me where she's ever identified as anything but. Show where she's ever identified as anything but. She has single-handedly changed her entire bloodline's life right here. Her mama couldn't do that. If her mama was a realtor, then she couldn't do none of this. This is light years beyond what the hell they could do. That's it. Looking for a sucker, and there's one born every minute. He has a utility. He has a utility. Now, here is my prediction. Oh, you ain't gonna like it, but I'm gonna lay it down anyway. Here's the prediction. She's not going to be able to leave off the bat, people. That's not the way it works. If you want your alimony and stuff, you got to stay for a few years. So she's going to have to not work. She cannot work. And she's going to have to stay unemployed for at least a few years. So first order of business, as I predicted from the beginning, if they do get married, she's going to immediately start knocking out the kids. Because she needs to make sure that when she does throw that swerve, just in case he decides to start backing out, and it's not really to your advantage because, well, she won't be your wife anymore, but she gonna have the kids. So you're already locked in and belong to the game. Now, my prediction is that it will not be enough to have one. She's going to want to have 2 or 3 kids, so her and her mama are already doing their Le Mans class hustle.
And deal with it, nigga.
They're already doing the Le Mans class hustle. They're already doing that right there. You know, they can knock out about 3 or 4 kids when they're motivated, so I'm talking about they can knock out 3 or 4 kids premature. It's just, don't need no recuperation time or nothing. Go from delivery date to she can be pregnant again in a week or 2. So, first of all, no matter what, she's got to wait. while she's waiting, she got to make sure that she locks in her gains. So she's going to have some children right off the rip. He will not be allowed to wait. She's going to insist that we get right to it. She will not be working. So she's going to get all the access to his income. And if she sticks around for 3 to 5 years, basically he's a done duck. Basically his goose is cooked. In his case, it's going to be, a year or two before he gets to that rookie contract. And then when he gets the real money, he's already got some endorsement deals. But you really want that league money. So you figure he's going to be a couple of years away from really getting the full benefit of being in the league. So she can't go nowhere right now. Anyway, she's going to have to hang in there for 3 or 5 years. She's going to have to hang in there for, I'm predicting at least 3 to 5 years, at least. 3 to 5 years at least. And then you're going to see the serpent rear its head. Then you're going to see the serpent rear its head when she feels like, okay, I got all the equity I'm going to get. I'm locked in the game now. I got alimony. I got child support. I got access to his pension. So I'm good. So those two metrics right there, that's going to be what you're looking for. That's going to be what you're looking for. And I present this to you as a cautionary tale. I present this to you as a cautionary tale because, fellas, if you are a man today who is not financially struggling, there are entirely too many females out here who have grossly underestimated the market that you're in. If you live in a major American city, I can't even say major American city. I want to say they got married in Tennessee. So Nashville, Knoxville, Memphis. Most females have grossly underestimated it. And please understand, he didn't get her a G-Wagon because he was bored. He got that because that is the standard. That's the dream car for all these females out here. That's it. That's the pinnacle. That's their Instagram fantasy, is to be able to be pushing a G-Wagon. Oh yeah, a G-Wagon that they are not financially, that they have access to and authority over, but that they're not financially obligated to, because that damn thing will break you. That car will bankrupt you if your money ain't right. So she wants that status symbol, but she's never gonna acquire it herself. Never. So I say this as a cautionary tale. I say this as a cautionary tale to the men in particular listening, that if you were raised weak, if you can't identify your weaknesses, if you are desperate, if you are lonely, there is such an epidemic of lonely men today. You have so many men who are marrying sluts. I said it.
And deal with it.
There are so many men today who are marrying the local hoe. They're marrying the local slut. I don't give a damn how nice her attitude is. Bruh, body counts matter. They're marrying the chick been run through, run by, and run over. They're getting the low-hanging fruit. They don't have any life experiences. The males today are so desperate. The females today are gangstified, and the males are the sissified hoes begging to get married. I can't even say get married. The men today are begging to get wifed up. What? I said it. It's not the females today looking to get wifed up. It's the males today desperate to get wifed up. What you need, baby? What you need? What you want? You want a house? I can get that for you, baby. You want a car? I can get that for you here, baby. You want to spend the money? I can get that for you here, baby. We can go ahead and get that. Okay, bring them 4 or 5 kids on over here. We can take that for 2. The males today are so simplified and without options, they just grab at any old damn thing, and have telegraphed to the world, which is what I've been warning about now for the last few months. Too many males out here telegraphing to the damn world that they're desperate, that they are lonely. Travis Hunter is tired. He's young. His mama don't really fool with him. His daddy don't really fool with him. He doesn't have any actual friends. He's just had this scheming female been circling around for years. That's all he knows. She is familiar, and that's all he knows. And now she's taking advantage. It's so obvious what his deficiencies are. And the only person who doesn't get it is him. Well, he's needy. Fellas, you cannot sit around being lonely and desperate because that it identifies you as just being needy. And just like as men, you can identify an emotionally awkward female who is desperate for attention or desperate for affection. Women can see the same thing in you as a male. Women can see when you don't get positive female attention. Look at the way this nigga's dancing. I say dancing. Look at the way he's dancing. He's not used to getting any attention. He's not used to getting that. Does this look like is that the way you dance when you used to getting attention? What fellas he hang out with that's going on there? He's not used to it. Everyone can see it. And they're taking advantage. So we have an epidemic of lonely, sad, lonely, dejected, desperate males across the spectrum, from their teenage years to their elderly years. And all you're ending up is, if you become a male who's got two pennies to rub together, you're dead meat. You're easy meat. For females who don't really want you and they're just looking to get what they can get. And it's like, okay, here's a pathway to get what I can get. Please understand, when a female sees that you are weak and desperate, she feels like you deserve to be punished. She doesn't have mercy on you because you two knew each other since high school. She's like, nah, you're weak. You deserve to be punished. You deserve to be dogged out. If you fell for me, if you fell for my bait, you deserve to get crushed. And he'll be the one who doesn't see it. He'll be the one who doesn't see it. You see, fellas out here tend to be silly. They tend to be goofy. They tend to be foolish. They tend to be desperate. They don't see things when it's coming, and then things break bad. Things break bad. Case in point. Oh, I got to go here with it. Oh, there's some other folks about to learn. Damn! Oh, man, Offset. Is it going from bad to worse? Cardi B is unhappy. Cardi B is unhappy, and we could settle this and resolve this like adults, and no chance of that. No chance of that whatsoever. So Cardi has a few choice words for Offset. Now, if a man said this, why, the papers and the media websites, they would be demanding he be arrested. No, we're going to get to Stephen Diggs. We're going to get to that. We slow rolling this part right here. We dovetailing off of Travis Hunter. But by the way, if a man said this, they would be trying to get him arrested. The View would be talking about charges. CNN would be talking about charges. Now, I want you all to hear what she said, because she didn't crash out. She blew out. Oh, I think this is her worst meltdown ever, all because Offset said, you know what? You make more money than me. I need some alimony. What? And she's like, nigga, please. Yeah, Offset said, hey, I need some alimony. He said that, and she came unglued. Hear it for yourselves.
Cause now, cause now I'm crashing out. Cause now I'm gonna crash out and I don't give a fuck. Cause now I'm gonna crash.
By the way, if you have youngins around, folks, you're going to want to put them to bed early. This is the grown part. So I didn't have time to edit all this because there is no editing it. But furthermore, I want you to hear exactly what she had to say without it being censored. I want you to hear precisely the words that she used towards her husband, the father of her children. I want you all to hear exactly what she said.
Out and I don't give a fuck. Word to my mother, I don't give a fuck. You a bitch. Nigga, you a fucking bitch. And I don't give a fuck. And I don't want nobody calling me. I don't want nobody fucking calling me. Alright, let's start. Let's motherfucking start. Now you a bitch. And now I'ma state my shit. Alright. Listen up. Right? Listen up. Y'all listening? Listen up. The fact that I'm waking up right now, right? The fact that I'm waking up right now to see that this fuck nigga and his fuck ass team, I know it's not his team. I know it's his bitch ass. Gonna tell the Breakfast Club the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support because I was asking for everything.
What? Oh yeah, he hit her up and said, by the way, he said, hey, you know what, Cardi, I'm so glad you're doing so great financially. Let me get some of that. Let me get that. That's all it took, and she was like, oh hell no, all hell about to break loose and break down.
Club, the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support because I was asking for everything. Because I was asking for everything. And because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a fucking pussy ass nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to die, but I want you to die fucking slow, nigga.
What? Auntie, chill. Yeah, y'all heard that. Now, if it was a man, they would call this a threat. Why all the outlets would be talking about he needs to be locked up. We need a restraining order. But y'all just heard her right there. I'm going to back it up so you can hear it again. But yeah, you heard that correctly. Oh, she's letting you know.
Why this motherfucker asking for spousal support because I was asking for everything. Because I was asking for everything. And because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a fucking pussy ass nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to die, but I want you to die fucking slow, nigga. When you die, nigga, I want you to die slow in the bed. And while you die, nigga, you gotta think of me. Let me tell y'all something, right? When I first filed for fucking child support.
Okay. Let me just go ahead and say the quiet part out loud, and then we're going to continue. A female who acts like that, you know full damn well she is nuclear active in bed.
And deal with it.
That's the reason fellas put up with that because, in bed, I'm certain that she is a firebomb. She's a firebomb. And I'm like, okay, yeah, she probably is. She probably is. The problem is when you get out of bed. The problem is when you get her out of bed. But if you want to know why Offset put with this on, she's this crazy. She's this damn volatile. How you do one thing is how you do all things. So right now, she's all gas, no brakes, don't give a damn. Hey, if y'all want to know why men put up with that, because in bed, she's all gas, no brakes. So it's like, okay, we got to fit that in the schedule. And I'm not blaming you for taking her around the block. Bruh, I'm like, okay, was it worth being shackled to the rest of this? But, in bed, absolutely. She is nuclear fusion.
When I first filed for child support, my lawyer filed for child support. I mean, when I first filed for divorce, my lawyer filed for shit. And this nigga started spazzing, right? So I told my lawyer, what's that shit called? There's a renew divorce paper, right? And in the renewed divorce paper, I asked for no child support. I didn't ask for no child support because I want to be done with this marriage. Like, I feel like I'm tied up.
Ain't that amazing? So now she wants to back off the child support. She don't want to play no more. Offset said, you know what? Yeah, forget that. You can call me a hoe. Let me get that alimony right quick. Yeah, I need to give me some alimony right quick. Let me give him about 50 G's right quick, because you know what he gonna do with it. Can y'all imagine paying Offset child support? Oh, every heifer on Instagram about to have a new Chanel bag. Damn! Oh, y'all, every heifer on all the top 5 heifers on Instagram and TikTok about to all have brand new Chanel bags, brand new red bottoms, all courtesy of Cardi B. Offset gonna be sitting there talking on the money phone while he's sitting on the yacht with a bunch of new chicks. Cardi gonna be sitting up here punching the air, cussing and screaming. Oh no, she doesn't want to have to live through that. She does not want to have to experience and live through that. So she called him back. Okay, take everything off the table. Can we just get out of this? Because she know he getting ready to clown her for real. Okay, you can call him the hoe, but he's like, I'm looking like the pimp right now. I'm looking very pimpish with your money and these other females here. I'm looking very pimpish. I got to be compensated for my years of making less money than you. I got to get that. Now she's upset. Ladies, y'all created the alimony monster. All right, you got to live with him now.
I asked for no child support. Kiari is allowed to see my kids. There is not one day that he's not allowed to see my kids. Okay.
For those of you who don't know, now she's using Offset's government name, so she's going all the way overboard.
Okay. He stood up my kids 3 times. He have seen Blossom only like 5 times. Okay? And I've been trying to save your face. But for you, stop playing saying that I don't be seeing my fucking kids. Stop playing because you don't want to look like a less of a bitch ass nigga. All right. If I keep you away from the kids, right? All right. You talk to the kids almost every single day. You call the kids every single day. I allow you to talk to the kids every single day. If I allow you to talk to the kids, why would I not allow you not to see the kids? It was a point that he was making a big deal like, oh, I'm not going to go to New York to see the kids because I'm not going to be seeing my kids in a hotel room. All right. I was like, all right, so you could see him in my mom's house. You still made it a big deal. And I love my daughter so much. Yo, if I'm lying, my kids could die if I'm lying. I said, you know what?
Okay. You fellas, this is what happens when you grab a chick and okay, she's ex-scrippers. I mean, from Travis Hunter to Offset. Offset, I said this before. I'm like, hey, bruh, come on now. Y'all picking these chicks up off the pole? Y'all picking these chicks up off the pole? I mean, they fresh from swinging off and twirling off the pole. Okay, let's wife you up. Why? This is what you get? And now she talking about if I'm lying, my kids can die? What? Who does that? What mother even forms her mouth to say that sentence? What are you fellas out here marrying? What are you fellas out here marrying, man? And you can't just put this on Cardi B. She's just the one with the record deal. Most of the men listening here, most of you, yeah, you've had this experience too, whether it's Travis Hunter or Cardi. But who says that my kids can die if I'm lying? Wait a minute, hold on. What mother says that?
To make it easier for you, You could see the kids in my house. Just because I want my daughter to feel the love of her dad, because I want my kids to have that love of their dad. I want the love of both parents, even if we're not together. Also, the last time we seen the kids was in March on Cody's birthday. Okay? So before you start talking to me about I don't see my kids, let's talk about it. You haven't seen the kids since March. Okay? You say you was going to go see the kids after you went, when you did your Dominican Republic trip. You stood them up. You went to do a hosting in Boston and you stood them up. You say you was going to see the kids after Mother's Day and you stood them up. My kids, my house is always open. My house is always open for you to see my kids and you still haven't seen them. So why you saying that you're asking for spousal support because I'm trying to take the kids from you? The kids is always open to see you all the time and you know it.
Yes, and it's not lost on me that she keeps saying my kids, my kids. The most she'll say is the kids. She doesn't say our kids, and she doesn't say your kids. It's either my kids or the kids, but it's not our kids or your kids. You don't come to see your children. Now, I also want to say one more thing right here. Man, if you heifers don't stop with this nonsense.
Oh, please.
Let me tell y'all something about baby mamas. Baby mamas don't give a damn about a man coming to see his kids.
What?
Oh, but it is what it is. We're not going to lie about this tonight. As long as you and him are cool, you don't complain about if he sees the kids or not. And when a female wishes she could get back with the baby daddy, when she wishes he could be there, she don't give a damn that he ain't seen his kids in 10 years. If she wants to be with him, she doesn't care what his level of interaction with his children is or isn't. She just play past that and bypass and ignore it. Case in point, when Cardi B and Offset, y'all thought they were going to get back together. I told you they weren't. When they thought they were going to get back together, all the clowns out there talking about this was a publicity stunt. Hold this L, dummies. Hold this L, stupids. But by the way, yeah, when she was happy with him, y'all thought they were going to get back together. She wasn't complaining. She didn't have one complaint about when he saw his children and when he didn't. That was not the subject of conversation. She never brought that up. Now that she's unhappy, all of a sudden, you need to see your kids. And she's not telling him she's going to the world with it. No, women don't care about, baby mamas don't care about their children. The children are a tool to get something. And as long as they are effective at getting what she wants, they've served their purpose. She's not, the guy is a necessary evil. Unless she wants to be with him, in which case now, whatever he wants, including not seeing the children. She makes, as remember I said about Travis Hunter, women make it real easy when they want you. You don't want to see the kids? Okay, we ain't gonna put no pressure on you. As soon as she gets upset, all of a sudden, what kind of father is you? What kind of mother are you? Now, and one more thing, this is the rule, not the exception. This is the rule. Single mothers, hold this L right quick. I gotta tell the truth right quick. This is the rule. The rule is as long as she's still having sex with the baby daddy, she ain't really concerned about that. As long as they're still having sex with the baby daddy, whatever he's doing, neglect isn't a thing. And she don't care what he's doing. Long as if she wants him and she has sexual access to him, everything gets a pass. This is the rule among baby mamas, the rule among single mothers. That's not the exception. That's the rule. Everybody knows that they always end up back in bed with baby daddy. For years and years, they always end up back in bed with him and then go around telling folk that he hasn't seen his kids, but then she's still in bed with him. She's complaining he hasn't seen his kids, and yet she hops right back in bed with him. So very clearly, whether he sees his children or not, that's not a deal breaker. and it doesn't really bother you. And that's the rule.
You talk to my kids every single day. It's not my fault you don't want to fucking fly to New York. The fuck? Now, you're saying that I'm trying to take everything. What you mean I'm trying to take everything? The cars that you gave me? I gave you cars too. You gave me the Rolls Royce truck. You gave me the Rolls Royce truck.
The Cullinan.
You gave me the Lamb truck.
The Urus.
And the day that I bought my Maybach, the Maybach was $170,000.
Oh, I know what trim level that is. Oh, that was the good old days. She didn't get it too specced out though, but that's all right. You got a Maybach, you're doing good. She's most likely referring to the GLS 600. She could be referring to the S class, but whichever one could have done worse. Could have done. I'm about to say 170,000. That sounds like the GLS 600. I'm like, okay, not too shabby.
And I didn't have the $70,000 that day. I had to get it the next day. So you just put the $70,000. You want those cars so bad, bitch, you could get it. But then you want to talk about the houses. You want to talk about the houses? First of all, my Jersey house, I bought that shit. And you tell me myself, if you buy a house in Jersey, I'm not helping you think because I don't want a house up north. But you know, my dream was always to have a property in New Jersey, in New York. So, of course, that's going to be my property. I bought that shit with my sweat and tears. The Atlanta house, you have put me with the bill the last year. The last year, you have put me with the bill. Just like you left me the last year, you have left me with the kids' bill. The last year, you have left me for a whole year straight. You have left me with the kids' bill. Y'all want to know what's the kids' bills? Start adding. Yeah.
Actually, we don't want to know what the bills are, but I guess I got a feeling she's going to tell us anyway. So let's see what Cardi B considers to be necessary spending on the children.
I need to start adding right now, right? So my kids got their own driver. They picked them up from school. They dropped them off.
Wait till y'all hear how much the driver gets paid, by the way.
And they take them to gymnastics and to wavy unboxing classes. The kid's driver is on a retainer for $10,000 a month.
Nigga, what?
Nigga, what?
Nigga, what?
People. Uber don't pay $10,000 a month to just drive two people or two kids around. $10,000, that's got to be a write-off. $10,000 a month for the two kids, not for her, even though she don't drive. Remember, she buying cars and claims she can't drive, which is real weird, but all right. She need to give up them cars. She just gets that for the gram. People, $10,000 to drive the two kids around? Where are they going? To go work at the World Trade Tower? Where do they work at? Wall Street? Where do they go to school at? The lower the financial district? $10,000 for a driver for the kids, not her, for them.
Gymnastics and to wavy unboxing classes. The kid's driver is on a retainer for $10,000 a month. So that's $10,000 a month just on a driver for my kids. All right, cool. Culture school this year, you didn't pay for it. That's $45,000. Wave school a year is $35,000, which you didn't help me pay for it this year.
So they got the kids in private school and she's paying $45,000 a year. 45 G's? Are you kidding me? Folks, if that's 9 months of the year, that's $5,000 a month. If that's 9 months, that's $5,000 a month. And that was just for one. Remember, she said the second one was $35,000. So that's $80,000 a year that they're spending on children just going to school. $80,000 a year. And you think Stephen Diggs is chomping at the bit to patch them holes together? Do you really think Stephen Diggs, man, I sure do wish I could find me a single mom out there to pay $80,000 a year for? Got his own kids to have to worry about. I really need another one right there. Who's the fella you all think is waiting to step up to go pay $80,000 a year for her children plus for a driver? Who you think's lined up to do that? By the way, in case you lost count, we're at $90,000 so far. $90,000, and this is just for the kids to, I guess, go to lunch. And then for school, and they're too good for the school bus, so their chauffeur and their private school is damn near $100. That's $90,000 a year. Let's go.
At all. My cousin babysits Wave and Culture. She gets paid $3,000 a week. The nanny.
So she's paying I guess she wants to make sure she pays her kinfolk more than the glorified Uber driver. $3,000 a week. These are write-offs, man. These are write-offs. I don't even know how many weeks that would be that she looks after them, so I'm not really sure how I can calculate that since she hasn't told us what the time is there. But let's just say out of the whole year that she looks after the kids, maybe 90 days. Let's just say 12 weeks out of the year that she looks after them for 12 weeks. So that would be $36,000. Can't really quantify it since she didn't go into detail beyond that, but let's just call it an additional $36,000. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, keep counting.
Was $700 a day, but you didn't help me pay for it. This put me with the bill the last year. She gets paid $3,000 a week. The nanny was $700 a day, but because she's only staying in the daytime, $500. Don't call me. Nobody fucking call me. Nobody call me right now. Dead ass.
So she's yelling at folks calling her on her own cell phone number. You gave them your number, ma'am. They're probably calling you to tell you stop, like Remy Ma and Papoose. Probably some loving Kim folks say, hey, stop, get off Instagram. Get a therapist. Get offline.
Culture. She gets paid $3,000 a week. The nanny was $700 a day, but because she's only staying in the daytime, $500. Don't call me. Nobody fucking call me. Nobody call me right now. Dead ass. The baby's nanny is $500 a day now because she's not staying the whole day. Culture and Wave gets tutoring for.
How many days does the nanny show up at $500 a day? People, there are doctors who don't make $500 a day. Lawyers, most lawyers don't make $500 a day. And there are a lot of doctors who don't make $500 a day. She's got a nanny knocking down $500 a day. There are a bunch of you in here with college degrees, master's degrees, PhDs, and you don't make $500 a day. Some of you don't make $500 a week. What? Think about that for a few moments. The nanny was making and by the way, this is a discount. The nanny had a pay cut. She was making $700 a day. Now the nanny has had to bust it down to $500 a day for the day she shows up. So it's hard for me to quantify that since she's not being very specific about how many days does the nanny show up. But let's just say that the nanny shows up. We're going to be in the light side here, but let's just say the nanny shows up 16 weeks. Let's just say that there. So let's give it 120 days and just say the nanny shows up for that. That'd be $60,000 a year. If you want to cut it in half, if y'all want to just cut the difference, why don't we just say 36,000 just like before? Just say they're splitting it on that. Okay, we'll just make it another 36,000 before and just say, okay, see what that does. This adds up pretty damn quick when you think about it. All right. What else you got, Cardi? Oh, I'm sorry. She wants lessons.
Yes. The baby's nanny is $500 a day now because she's not staying the whole day. Culture and Wave gets tutoring 4 times a week by the hour. So that's 2 hours, 1 hour for Culture, 1 hour for Wave. Each hour is $250. So count that up. That's 4 times a week. Culture fucking thing. Culture pianos class. That's $300 an hour, and she gets piano class 3 times a week. I'm not sure how much is gymnastic and Wave boxing classes, but I pay that too. And you have left me with that bill for a whole year. Have I asked you for anything?
Okay, so far we're in the neighborhood of $150,000 to $160,000 so far. So they living that life out there. I mean, my box, Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis. You bought all those cars, and then somebody else is driving the children, people. There's the crazy thing. They bought all these ultra luxury cars, and they're not even driving the kids. And by the way, where is she during the day? She's got cousins looking after the kids, nannies looking after the kids. So maybe everybody's looking after your kids except for you. What are you doing? You're not on tour. So, yeah, I don't know if these are all just tax breaks or something, but she doesn't drive herself, but she got a bunch of luxury cars. And even if she were driving, she's paying somebody else to drive the kids. So they living that life, y'all.
Asked you for anything this whole year? Have I asked you for anything? Kiari, have I asked you for anything? Because you want spousal support so bad. And mind you, this is not even including food. So my kids have a personal chef that come from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
What? Damn! Oh, please.
A personal chef? Y'all, is she just trying to flex right now? They have a private driver and a nanny and a relative and a personal chef. So she ain't cooking no meals, y'all. Hey, ladies, if you want to know why your husband's biggest predictor, your husband cheating on you, you ain't cooking no meals. Oh, could you imagine Cardi B in front of a stove? Oh, it'd be like the damn chef from the Muppets. It'd be like him. There's just flour and eggs flying all over the place. Oh, everything's microwave, and she'll probably put foil up in there. Can you imagine that? So she's not even cooking for the kids. And then you wonder why he's laying up with other people. Come on, the man wants a square meal.
Mind you, this is not even including food. So my kids have a personal chef that come from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. that I pay for. Because people in my house don't have time to cook. My cousin don't have time to cook. My mom that be helping with the kids don't have time to cook. So I need a chef. So
Oh, please.
People, she's just paying people to sit around her house. Her mama, her cousin, the nanny, 3 people sitting around the house and nobody cooks? What are you all doing? OnlyFans in the different rooms? What are they doing all day? It takes 3 adults to watch 2 children? Everybody in here was raised by one mother in the home, except for those of you who had lesbian mommies.
What? Damn! Auntie, chill! What?
Except for you. Everybody in here was raised by one mother in the home and had 3 and 4 and 5 kids. She's telling you that she's one mother. She can do nothing. Nothing. She's outsourced it to her mom and her cousin and a nanny. And that's still not enough. She's like, we need 4 adults because she doesn't count. But there are actually 5 adults in the equation. And she's saying that nobody's got time. The 4 adults, Cardi B, Cardi's mom, Cardi's cousin, Cardi's nanny, and there's nobody available to cook. What are they putting on a onesie and walking around the house playing with the kids? What is going on here? How the hell does that work out?
5 p.m. that I pay for because people in my house don't have time to cook. My cousin don't have time to cook. My mom that be helping with the kids don't have time to cook. So I need a chef. So my kids eat whatever the fuck they want because thanks to me. Also, my house have a security in front because
this is what happens. Now, this part right here is no joke. Fellas, this is what happens when you prioritize the quality of the sex that you get from a female. As long as the sex is fire, you discount every damn thing else. She literally just said to you the worst things you can possibly hear from a mother. My kids eat whatever in the hell they want. So she's raising the children to be spoiled because she has a childlike, infantile mentality about her, and she's steering the ship for your children. This is what destroys bloodlines. Incompetent sons, promiscuous daughters, raised by incompetent mothers. This is what destroys a bloodline. When you entrust your future to a female who has the maturity of a runaway 6-year-old. And that's not funny. You'll be paying the bill for this for the rest of your life. It's one thing for your children to grow up and they had too little. You know what? You can destroy children a lot easier giving them too much. That means they're going to be coddled. People in the real world, folks don't cook for you.
And deal with it.
This isn't a good thing. In the real world, folk don't cook for you. How are these children learning to take care of themselves when they're being tended to hand and foot like they're little pieces of royalty, like they're the Manchurian emperor or the Japanese emperor or something? How are they, who's teaching them to take care of themselves, to be assertive, to be leaders? What are they, to take initiative when they're being coddled hand to mouth? They're being spoiled, stinking rotten, and they will not be able to do anything for themselves, and they will grow up thinking that this is the way things are, and then they're going to be too old to be able to do it for themselves. You're going to try to get them a record deal. You better pray to God that works out, because if they have to get out here and get it on their own, in the real world, they're not fit to compete. Remember the old Chinese saying about 3 generations, the bloodlines squander the wealth within 3 generations. The first generation builds the wealth because he was the one who started with nothing and he had to learn how to make it. The second generation increases the wealth. He didn't build that son didn't build it, but the son watched what the father went through, so he learned some things. He was able to increase the wealth, but he didn't have to go through all the knocks and scrapes and learn all the really hard, heartbreaking lessons that the father had to learn, to be competitive, to be hungry, to sacrifice. Then comes the grandchildren. The first generation builds the wealth. The second generation increases the wealth. The third generation squanders the wealth. because they have no connection to the father who built it, and they only have a tertiary connection to the process through the father who, they don't have the connection to the grandfather who built it, and only tertiary to the father who increased it. The grandchild don't know how to do nothing. And by the time you get to the great-grandchildren, if you get that far, it's all over. He is completely inept. He is soft, he is spoiled, he is completely inept. And they require being taken care of. Only there are no more resources to take care of them. Now they just get devoured. This is what happens when you bring in a female of childlike mentality and childlike infantile maturity. She will destroy your bloodline. She will ruin it. And be smiling the whole time, patting herself on the back and congratulating herself, talking about how great of a job she's done. Now, she will not go back to social media and show how messed up the kids are. She won't show how the boys sit there acting. He's 20 years old, acting like a 5-year-old with an Xbox controller in his hands. And how the daughters are whipping from one pole to another. She will not do that. They never come back and bring you all the report card. You've seen Lauryn Hill. She hasn't brought you the report card. Cardi B is Beyonce is about the only one that we have seen the children since then. But the rest of these folk, they're pretty much living under a paper bag. But they're not leading. Somebody said Marcus Jordan. Damn. Rest my case. We will be naming people all evening here. So when a female tells you the kids want for nothing, children who want for nothing don't build empires, and they damn sure don't maintain them. You got where you are because you were hungry, you were starving, you were determined, and that focused you because you had nothing and you had a goal. The children, if they're not taught to do the same damn thing, they're going to squander what you give them because they don't have a goal. Hell, they don't even have a purpose. And that's how you end up with everything just gone, and she's sitting there bragging about it.
Don't have time to cook. My cousin don't have time to cook. My mom that be helping with the kids don't have time to cook. So I need a chef. So my kids eat whatever the fuck they want because thanks to me. Also, my house have a security in front because you.
My kids, me, thanks to me, my house. You see how quickly that happened there? My kids, thanks to me, my house, me. Okay, go have kids with this viper.
That be helping with the kids don't have time to cook. So I need a chef. So my kids eat whatever the fuck they want because thanks to me. Also, my house have a security in front because, our daughter constantly used to get threats, rape threats, death threats. So I have a security 24 hours in front of my house, which I pay as well. And you don't help me with none of it. You haven't helped me with a bill for a whole entire year. So you know what's so crazy? I wasn't even gonna say nothing because my nigga always tells me, yo, I don't want you to address nothing anymore. And I be trying to keep it cute. But
I hope she's not talking about Stephen Diggs. My nigga tell me don't address nothing. I hope she's not talking about Stephen Diggs, who this other chick is talking about. By the way, Stephen, I'm pregnant now. I hope she's not trying to act like Stephen Diggs is the man and he running things and he's real concerned about stuff. He just wants you to stop bringing drama. I hope she's not talking about Stephen. I hope she's not trying to act like Stephen is really committed. Is she trying to talk like Stephen is really committed? Like he's really the captain steering the ship? Is that what she just tried to do, y'all? Was that what she just tried to do? Oh boy. Man.
and you know what's so crazy? I wasn't even gonna say nothing. Because my nigga always tells me, yo, I don't want you to address nothing anymore. And I be trying to keep it cute. But for you to call the Breakfast Club and be like, oh, the reason why I'm asking for spousal support is because she wants everything. Everything like what? Everything like what? The gifts that you gave me? Bitch, you want it back? All right, so give me the gifts that I gave you back. What? You want money for the house for Atlanta? Fine, we could split that. Whatever the fuck you put down on the house, we could split that. I don't give a fuck. My house in Jersey, I bought it myself, so you're not getting shit from my house that I work my ass off. I don't even ask you for anything for the kids. All I ask is for you to spend time with them, and you haven't spent no time with them, bro. You're a bitch. And I keep and you know I don't fuck with your family, but I even be calling your family like, yo, I don't know what's going on.
Nigga, what?
Y'all, did she just say, and you know I don't F with your family? Oh, man. How many damn red flags does a man from the South need, bruh? How many red flags do you need? Oh, that was a red line right there. She's telling you your face, I don't even fool with your family. Whoa. Oh, man. Now, there's no way in the hell this ends well when your wife is telling you, I don't really fool with the people who built you, the woman and the man who built you, the brothers and the sisters that built you, and she don't fool with them. I wonder why they don't get along. I wonder why.
I don't even ask you for anything for the kids. All I ask is for you to spend time with them, and you haven't spent no time with them, bro. You're a bitch. And I keep and you know I don't fuck with your family, but I even be calling your family like, yo, I don't know what's going on with you. You are mentally disturbed right now. And then when I don't be
What? Oh, please. What?
Y'all, this is the heifer who started out screaming. Screaming. Oh, my mama, I want you to die, but I want you to die slow. Then she repeats it. I want you to die, Offset. I want you to die in your sleep. I want you to die, but I want you to die slow, thinking about me. And he's mentally disturbed? So he's the mentally disturbed one. He's not running around and by the way, y'all remember this is like the second or third time she's wished death on him. I know some of y'all thinking this is my ex. No, she ain't. But this is like the second or third time that she's wished death on this man. Remember? Every time she comes out, I hope you die. But he's the one mentally disturbed. Okay. Paging Dr. Phil.
You're a bitch. And I keep and you know I don't fuck with your family, but I even be calling your family like, yo, I don't know what's going on with you. You are mentally disturbed right now. And then when I don't be with my kids, where I be at, Offset? Where I'm at? I'm in Atlanta right now working. You think I want to be in fucking Atlanta in this small ass hotel room? I don't have not one friend, not one family.
Well, that's the problem right there. I wonder why you don't have any friends, Cardi. I wonder why. Red flag, folks, when a female only has male, quote, friends, she doesn't have any females and certainly doesn't have a number of females. When the only people a woman knows are a bunch of males, she doesn't have any females who are her friends. That's a super red flag. That is certified hoe. When you have a female that all she knows is men, her whole life, the only people she really talks to or relates to or converses with are just a bunch of men, no female friends, no female associates, no women she hangs around with. It's just men, 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 men. I'm not overstating it. Remember this for the rest of your life, whether she's 18 or 88. If all she knows is a bunch of men, that's the call sign of certified hoe right there. That one thing. Do you have any female friends? Nah, I don't fool with females. Oh, okay. Tell me you got a high body count without telling me you got a high body count.
Body out here. And when I fly out on the weekends, I fly out to my house in New York. And I spend times with my kids and I spend time with my man. He acting like I be out and I be a whole week with a nigga. No, I be with a nigga for once a week, 2 times a week. It gets to the point that My man go see me because I don't got time to go see him. He makes time for me.
Oh, Stefan, tread carefully, Stefan. Tread carefully. She's saying this. I don't know if this is true because she may be exaggerating. Because most of this is just said to save her feelings and to save her image. So I'm not believing a lot of this, to be totally honest. I think she's grossly overinflating things to save her image and inflate her image. But Stefan, don't turn to that, bro. Don't let her get you with that, bro. I know she is liquid dynamite in bed. I get it. Enjoy the ride. Roll out.
Cause he know I'm busting my ass. Cause he know how much this new era for me, my tour, and my album means so much to me.
Y'all, Cardi B has an album?
What?
Cardi has an album? Did she just make one? Is she doing like she was doing 5 years ago and talking about the one she made 3 years before that? Does she have an album? Does she actually have one? Is there one that's actually like out now or? Okay, breaking news. Breaking news. I was unaware. Yeah, I was unaware that anything was happening. Y'all, I was unaware of the Cardi B tour. I heard about Katy Perry. I heard about Taylor Swift. I heard about Beyonce. I heard about Kendrick Lamar. I was unaware of the Cardi B tour coming to a city near you. Where's the Cardi B tour and the Cardi B album? I missed it.
But you don't like that. You don't like that. Stop fucking calling me. Where to?
No mental problems here.
Stop calling me.
No mental or emotional problems here. Nope, nothing to see.
Stop calling me. So for you to try to make me look in the media like I'm a deadbeat mom, well, please tell the media how you left me with a $50,000 a month bill that I didn't ask you $1 for. Please go say that. When you make it seem like I'm a deadbeat mom, Belcalis, Marlenis, Almanzar pay over $50,000 just on her kids alone. Just on her kids alone. Me!
This is how you know you're dealing with an infantile female. How much money you spend on your children has absolutely no relation to the quality of care that they get. Do you need money in this world? Yes. But when I ask you, how are you raising your children? And all you can do is name off a bunch of stuff you bought. You don't know anything about parenting. It's not about how much money you spend on your children. It's about how much time, how much investment, how much development you spend, not how much money. And all she can keep talking about is how much money she spent. So this isn't for the kids. This is for her. So that she can go around talking about my kids got a private job when you got a female who's got inferiority complex that she keeps trying to compensate for. So she talks about what she spent. What she's not talking about is what she's done. And then again, you shouldn't have to say very much there. We should be able to look at your children and listen to them and see what you've put into them. But you shouldn't be having to sit up here and give us the report of your bank account of what you spent every debit. That's not parenting. That's patronage. It's not parenting.
My money, my hands.
My.
My money, my hands. Alone. Me. Just on her kids alone. Just on her kids alone. Me. My money, my hands.
Narcissist much?
I can have a good month. I can have a bad month. I could be depressed.
My money, my kids. I can have a good month. I can have a bad month. My money, me. My money, my. I.
I could have a good month. I could have a bad month. I could just on her kids alone. Me. My money, my hands. I could have a good month. I could have a bad month. I could be depressed. I could be in a fucking room. But guess what? I have to pay that bill. No help. With no help. No nigga. Nobody. Me. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Those are my kids. I'm cool with that. Shit don't faze me. But you're not going to sit here and try to bash me as a mother when I pay for everything. Because you left me with a bill for a whole entire year. And I haven't said a thing. You don't even offer, nigga. So stop playing with me. Dad, I'm trying to keep everything. What is everything? What's everything? What's everything? You want to split the Atlanta house? Let's split it. Yo, I'm still paying. He hasn't paid the mortgage for a whole year in the Atlanta house. You're in the Atlanta house right now. And your bitch be going over there. And I want you. And you know what's so crazy?
Alrighty then.
And this is why she crashing out and going nuts. You think she wants to pay spousal support when he's letting you know, by the way, he still got the hose on and popping? She's letting you know that she claims she got a new dude, but she's still very much upset about the fact that Offset doing what he do. He gonna be at the house in Atlanta, he chilling, and he's like, you know what, why don't you send me another $40,000, $50,000 a month while you out on tour so I can get this soft life going. Soft life, fellas, soft life. She letting you know, by the way, she's very upset about that.
He hasn't paid the mortgage for a whole year in the Atlanta house. You're in the Atlanta house right now, and your bitch be going over there.
Oh, hell, she's already financing it. Damn. Oh, I missed that on the first. Oh, she say, I'm paying the mortgage for the house in Atlanta while you laying up. Oh, she's financing him. She is subsidizing him laying up. He's like, I'll be damned. She's paying for a house for him to lay up with other females in it. No wonder she is going nuts. She's coming unglued. She is unhinged. You would be too. Fellas, come on now. Keep it real. You would be too if you were paying the damn rent where your wife is so Stephen Diggs can come over at 11 p.m. Baby, what's going on? Cause he know the rent gonna be paid. He knows the lease gonna be paid because you paying it. Oh, you're paying the damn lease every month so Stephen Diggs can come by and dribble your wife. You know, you'd be mad as a son of a gun. You would be mad as a son of a gun if you had to pay for that. Oh, Stephen Diggs got your woman, I'm talking about, broke down in the back of your Maybach? What? On the hood of your Maybach? Damn. On that big mahogany kitchen table you paid for?
Nigga, please.
Oh, man. Oh, Stephen Diggs got your wife in the camel clutch on that $10,000 sectional, genuine leather cherry wood sectional you paid for. Imagine that. And then you got to pay the lease. Making sure that Stefan is there in luxury. Exclusive gated community. When he comes to give your wife the people's elbow. Oh, we wouldn't want him to be in anything less than the best when he gets there. Now, there would be men right now loading up their shotguns. If the judge told you you got to keep paying the lease while you're watching the damn Ring video, here comes Stefan walking up the damn walkway to your front door. You're watching the Ring thing. It's 11 o'clock at night. Why is my ring going off? Here comes Stefan. Ding, ding. You have a visitor. You turn on the ring. There's Stefan. Oh, your wife don't even let him get to the door. She walks out. wearing her G-string with a little negligee over it. Oh, she got a whole G-string on here. Here Stefan is, he gripping them cheeks, and oh, you sitting here with a front row seat. Oh, and imagine, like, right after that, as soon as they walk in, if you get one of those pop-up notifications on your cell phone telling you that the next lease payment is due. Damn! Oh, wouldn't that be messed up? So you're sitting here on the ring watching Stefan grabbing your wife's G-string butt cheeks, and as soon as he get off the screen, here come the damn lease notification. Your next payment is due. $2,755. You must pay this by the 5th. Oh, psychoses. Psychoses. And y'all think Cardi B is happy? That's what she's upset about. I'm paying for this house in Atlanta, and Offset don't want to leave Atlanta. He's all up and down the damn loop. And I know you bringing hoes over there. Actually, Cardi, they bringing themselves over there, but we so glad you subsidizing it. Okay, people, come on now. This is more than a person can bear.
Oh, I'm still paying. He hasn't paid the mortgage for a whole year in the Atlanta house. You're in the Atlanta house right now, and your bitch be going over there. And I want you, and you know what's so crazy? I be wanting to go over there and clap shit the fuck up, because at the end of the day, I'm paying for the bill and that shit, because you haven't paid shit for a whole year. But you know what? You harass me so much when I be with my nigga that I just want peace. I want peace.
Okay, Cardi, you can't have it both ways. First she said, and I be so mad, I want to go over there and start smacking some folks. She said, clapping. She wants to go over there and go show out. She wants to go over there when the chicks show up to crash out because she don't want nobody putting their hands on her man except her. And so this is what she wants him, but she don't. So this is what happens when you jump in the middle of a husband and wife, them two just going back and forth with each other, and you just in the middle, and it's messy as hell.
You want to be with your bitch in this house? Fine. Just please leave me alone. I just want niggas to leave me the fuck alone. I just want to be left alone. I want to be free. Baby, whatever the fuck you want, I'll give it to you. I just want to be free. I don't want to be called 40,000 times.
Okay, go ahead and give him his alimony, and so you can go be free.
Threatening me. And I've been trying to protect your image, but you asking me for spousal support, and it's like, wow, that's some real bitch nigga shit. And then when people ask you for spousal support, you're trying to make it seem like because I'm a bad mom. Well, when you tell niggas that I'm a bad mom, make sure you tell niggas that Cardi B, Belcalis, Marlenis, and Manzar is paying $50,000 a fucking month for her kids, because you don't help me with a no.
Alrighty then.
Everything, because I was asking for.
Oh, she is letting you know this
When I
is
first-
it. All right, folks. So, fellas, every man loves some hot dripping sex. It's wonderful. It's great. It's the spice and the sugar of life. I understand it, fellas. You can't wife crazy. You can't wife immature. You can't wife selfish and narcissistic. You can lay up with it. I'm not telling you don't do that. Fellas, do what you do. Don't make any permanent connections. When a chick has a certified hoe background, stop being so damn desperate for sex that you're overlooking mess and hoping that your fantasy is going to overrule the reality. She isn't thinking what you're thinking. She's not prioritizing what you're prioritizing. She just wants to feed you a line because there's something she's trying to get. I need this generation of males to stop being so damn dog-ass, dehydrated, desperate. You are lonely and it's pathetic. If you want to run through the hose like the Kentucky Derby, but be able to leave. be able to get up and leave. Be able to have the freedom to tell her, get the hell out. Be able to tell her, you know what, after today, you will never again speak to me in life. And you're able to mean it. Because she can't use no kids. She can't use no alimony. She might key your car. If she does something illegal, you can go deal with that another way. But she cannot force you to keep interacting with her. Holding your kids hostage. Holding your bank account hostage. I need fellas to be able to handle 2 or 3 women and leave it at that. That this ain't no damn wife material. This isn't something for the rest of your damn days. Fellas are sitting up here grabbing obvious red flags and red flashing lights and ooh, which way to the altar? I mean running to the altar. Athletes, entertainers, doctors, the fellas who they want enough money so they can sit up here and have a harem. And the females see it, man. I've done stories now for the past few weeks here. The pension pimps, the salary simps, the desperation. And all the females can see it. And the killing part about it is by the time you get tired of it, she's got you over a barrel. Okay, one day you're going to get sick of it. But because then she's going to give you the swerve. Well, now you can't leave. Not peacefully, you can't. Now we got to sit up here and slug it out in court. She's all on social media acting the fool. Just last week, it was Papoose and Remy Ma. This week is Cardi B and Offset. Fellas, stay away from these New York broads. I said it.
And deal with it, nigga.
Oh, these New York females. These New York females. Ain't nothing nice going on in New York. And you beating up on New York. Love women in New York when they got some sense, which is few and far between. But fellas, okay. I know they're fun to hang out with. They're kind of sharp and savvy. You like them because they're kind of fiery. I get it. Don't get them pregnant. Don't get them married. Give yourself the option to walk and go home and leave her and the crazy over there. Give yourself the option to leave her and the craziness over there. No, y'all be sitting up there. Ooh, I like that. So let me make sure nobody else can get that. Nigga, she ain't going nowhere. If she does, it's only going to be some dumbass who's going to sit up here and wreck his life thinking he's going to keep this wildfire under control. They're used to drama. They're used to being the center of attention. They're used to being combative and belligerent. They usually don't want to stop till they're way, way, way out of the game. It's okay, fellas, no. So I see a pattern forming, people. I see a pattern forming. So, yeah, that's what happened. These guys out here are desperate as hell. The fellas are the new girls today. The males are the new girls. The males are the new females. The women are gangster as hell and are disciplined, and the males are as soft and needy and sissified as they can possibly be. This is what we got going on now. This is where we at now. They're sitting up here, ooh, man, I sure enough. Throwing their whole damn bank account, throwing the whole damn car, throwing their whole damn future out there. Any red flag? Y'all just haters. Okay. Have you ever seen a car wreck moving so slowly? There's like a slow motion car wreck. Who the hell couldn't predict it? Who the hell couldn't predict this? Who couldn't? However, you might disagree. Therefore, I've gone ahead and pinned the link for the Zoom up at the top of the chat room. You are more than welcome to go ahead and weigh in on this and give us a call. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone who's contributed to a nice program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out here to my man, Sir Shad. Thank you very much for your support tonight. We appreciate that. Chief Rocka, thank you very much for your support as well here. Kim, Stay Positive, Will in the Wild, Dakolis Jenkins, my man G-Mac. Yeah, about that mother there, about her mother. It was a family affair. They got another picture of her whole family standing around him. He doesn't understand the difference between being invited to dinner and being dinner. He doesn't know the difference. Travis does not know what the difference is. None. This is a cautionary tale for men everywhere as we move forward. Please understand the environment has changed. Everyone makes a very basic assumption about men today. They've seen all the articles, fellas. They've seen all the articles. They've seen all the websites. They've seen all the news stories. The word is out that in the year 2025, most men are sexual scavengers and are sexually desperate. The word is out. It's not a secret anymore. This is what everyone is assuming. They've crunched the data. They looked at the numbers, the news stories everywhere. Everyone is making the assumption that most males don't have any options. They don't have anywhere they can go. He can't negotiate and he can't bargain because he doesn't actually have any other options. He's going to take the first thing that plops in his lap and he's going to fight for it. This is what you're seeing happen. So they're young men, they're older men, it doesn't matter what the lineage is. Folks, let's stop being silly. This is the environment today. And until males start getting themselves together and start having some real damn value and some real principles and some integrity, stop being scared, build something, become competitive so you're not desperate for attention. That's the part that's missing. Grown men who are looking to get wifed up. Sitting up here walking down the aisle with snakes and wild tigers and talking about, don't worry, I can handle this. And getting played. Let me go ahead and jump over here on Zoom. We got Brother Lex over here on Zoom. Brother Lex, what's on your mind? Okay, he's working on connecting his audio.
Okay.
All right, Brother Lex, what's on your mind?
You can hear me now, Brother Jason?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
What's going on, Brother Jason? Great broadcast as always. Thank you for just, eloquently breaking everything down. I just want to ask you a quick question. So I called back maybe a year ago. So just talking about a recent job that I had where I made around a little north of 170. What I'm noticing now, I'm based out of New York City. So what I'm noticing now, or how I've been feeling as of late is, whenever I engage with women out here, now more than ever, I just feel like, man, is it only like, I don't even tell them what I'm doing, but I just feel like being in my 30s and, where I'm at in my career and stuff, I just feel like it's all about the money, or, hey, let's hang out. I want to go to dinner, or hey, and it just feels like it's constantly a money grab at this point.
Well, and yeah, it is, brother. The city is too. What Stevie wanted to say is life is too heavy for the city. It's just enough to be in the city. And if you're in your 30s, like I said, if you're a male in your 30s in New York City, and certainly if you're making over 150, you're single with no kids, you're doing all right. If you're making 250, oh, you're golden. Once you get there, you'll be beating them off with a telephone pole. So people can smell struggle on you, especially in New York. So, brother, if you struggling, they're going to be able to tell. If you struggling. So if they don't pick up the rancid stench of struggle, I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me check and see how much disposable income he got.
I mean, I get that, but when we're talking about paying tribute, and I constantly try to figure out, like, okay, when I look at when I look at my balance sheet, I'm trying to figure out money going out versus value coming back in with women that I deal with now. I'm just like, I know it's not going to be equivalent, but I'm not seeing much value here. So then I'm sitting down like, all right, well, you're expecting all these things out of me, but I'm not seeing anything in return. Minus, of course, sex is always going to be a part of it, but what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Okay,
But
fellas,
then-
let me remind you of how to address that, especially in a place like New York or LA or Miami. It's very, very simple here, fellas. If all you want is sex, it doesn't cost money. If it's costing you money, then she's letting you know the attraction of the value's not there. But whether she's accurate about that or inaccurate, you don't make this a bidding war. So the simple question is there's only two questions you got to ask her. Do you like nice things? Sure I do. Do you think that the men you talk to like nice things? Those are the two questions right there. You don't have to explain anymore. She gets it. So if she doesn't believe in doing nice things for folk who do nice things for hers, those are conversations for you all to have up front from the beginning. Fellas got to start filtering for whether or not there should be a second conversation. If you got a little struggle broad, I guess if you want her for sexual access, sure. But that shouldn't cost you anything.
Oh yeah, definitely not. But I guess in my case, it's more than a one-time thing.
No,
so,
that's not what it is, brother. That's not what it is. Let's call it for what y'all can't see him over there, y'all. He looked like he ready to start singing some Johnny Gill. But brother, you look like you ready to do some Johnny Gill, some Ralph Tresvant. Here's the problem, brother. Just let's call it what it is. You're in your 30s. You don't have any kids. Mama been leaning on you about what you gonna do. Y'all fellas are sitting up here looking to get wifed up. And I said it the way I meant it. The fellas are looking to get wifed up. So instead of you saying, you know what? Well, I said a couple of weeks ago, I need the men of this generation to get up and walk away from the table. Yes, I'm yelling it because ain't nobody else telling it.
And deal with it, nigga.
I need the fellas to take marriage off the table. Stop walking. It's the year 2025. Y'all are terrible negotiators. We can't go out here dangling marriage like it's leverage. The only leverage is if the men say, screw negotiating. We're not offering it anymore. Now, that's the only leverage you have is when you get up and walk away from the table and say, no, it's not on the table. It isn't. Not at all. Because women can see that on you. They can see when you're angling because you so worried about where you going to get your sexual access from. Y'all fellas are trying to lock one down as opposed to, I need to have 3 or 4. And we'll, if it comes up later, it comes up. But I'm in no hurry. I'm in no rush. And y'all are not going to rush me. You're not going to rush me. You're not going to pressure me. I'm not going to sit here so desperate. Who going to be here tonight? Fellas, if you're worried about where the female going to be at on a Friday night, this is poor planning. This is poor planning, poor preparation. There are entirely too many females in New York who will hit the damn subway to come see you. Fellas y'all trying to find the one. And I'm like, y'all need to have the ones.
I mean, I don't know if there's any other New York callers in the queue, but I'm pretty sure they could probably attest. There's just a lot of bozo behavior going on out here, brother Jason. Let's be real honest.
Well, yeah, but they've been indoctrinated to that, brother. Every time I go to New York, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So how the hell I come from Louisiana and I ain't got them problems? How's that possible? But then again, I ain't looking for a wife up there either.
All right, I see what you mean.
The difference is you looking for something monogamous and where's the one? I'm trying to have some steady relationship. Okay, brother, it's dripping all off of you, and that's why they're playing them games about that. When you make it clear that, I'm not really filtering, I'm not here to increase my leverage. A man with more than one female has increased and maximized his leverage. The fellow who is sitting up here, let me find the one. Okay. That's how you end up making choices out of desperation. When you have options, you can make choices from your leisure. When you got one chick you got to fight and wrestle with, Now you're making decisions out of desperation and scarcity. Things you would never do if you had the ability to tell her, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to see you tomorrow, but I know one damn thing. I won't be by myself tonight. Get out. Now, when you've got the ability to say, I don't know where you'll be tomorrow, but I know I won't be alone tonight. I just won't be with you. When you've got the ability to say that, that takes a whole lot of pressure off of you. Takes a lot of stress off of you because we're not going to have no arguments. I said what the deal is. She starts trying to inch in another direction. You got to go. You got to go. I don't negotiate with terrorists. We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to negotiate this. This is the deal. You wouldn't have gotten here if you were not satisfying the requirements I had when you started. You start trying to alter the deal, you're going to alter your location. Or I'm going to alter your location. But fellas, y'all are making it too damn obvious. You're looking for the one. I guarantee your conversations with females, because you've already admitted it, your conversations with females are filling her out, and we talking about monogamy and I ain't really had nobody and this, that, and the other. That's what it is. Right there.
But I keep my options open though, it's not like I'm saying, I'm trying to lock something in right away. It's just like, I'm just trying to see what your angle is.
If you have never walked up to a female in New York City that you were talking to and she was asking about what you were and stuff, and you told her, well, I'm looking for another girlfriend. I didn't say a new one, I said another one. I'm looking for another one. Oh, you doing too much. Absolutely, ma'am. I'm not doing too much. Matter of fact, I'm barely hanging in there. It's hard. I'm barely hanging in. It's tough right now. If fellas, it sounds like that, but I'm literally saying you have to wear that on your sleeve. If you look like you don't have options, they are going to treat you like you don't have options. If you are talking to this female, approaching her as if she's the only one you're negotiating with, they treat you like she's the only one you're negotiating with. Just like you can tell if a female is easy within the first couple of minutes you talk to her, they can tell if you don't have any options from the first couple of minutes they talk to you. That's how we gauge women. Well, that's how they gauge you as men. You're making it obvious there's nobody else bidding. Or if there is, you're only willing to entertain one offer at a time.
I see.
And all that does is minimize your bargaining power. So look, you can keep doing that, but all I'm saying is that puts a man with options, that puts you at a tremendous disadvantage if you have options that you won't use. It's not about do you have the capacity. No, I said do you have them? If you got options and you won't use them, then that's like a fighter who's got a left hook that he won't use.
Okay, I see what you mean. That's fair. I appreciate that. One more thing. Now, and to your point, is it fair to say because of that, they won't fight to show what value they could bring, especially if we're talking about, where I'm at today, socioeconomically, whatever the case may be, they're just going to kind of drag their feet and say, oh, he's just there, kind of a thing. Is that what you're kind of alluding to?
Okay. All I can say, fellas, is presentation run the nation. That's all I can say about that. When you get to a certain point, your value needs to speak for itself. You need to specialize in nonverbal communication. Your value needs to speak for itself. You need to have things that obviously state what that is. So we ain't got to negotiate. If your value is, don't believe these garbage people online trying to tell you about hiding your value. And no, your value needs to speak for itself. It needs to be nonverbal. If she's got to guess about it, it ain't there. You got a big beard on you there, brother. When's the last time we saw a barber?
That's true myself.
Okay. Well, you need to have a professional.
Okay.
Somebody who can trim you up and get that straight so that it looks the part. Because you talking about, I did it myself. Absolutely true. Looks like you was in the dark doing the best you could with the clippers.
Come on, don't do me.
Brother, I'm just saying, brother. It looks like the beard about to swallow you up. But what I'm saying is that having a good barber is like having a good hairstylist. Because the facial hair that you think is best, dealing with somebody who does this day in and day out, this is what he does. You don't see yourself the way other people see you. So you might be thinking Rick Ross, and he's sitting here thinking Ross and Phyllis. So you need to have a professional who looks at that and gets to that and says, okay, let me go ahead and edge it up for you, because that will immediately communicate to people. They can tell the difference when you got a professional who does that. That tells us all kinds of things about your life right there without us saying anything to you. Females, take a look at the man's shoes. That says a lot to them without you saying anything. So these are nonverbal cues that don't require negotiating and arguing and making a case for yourself. You don't have to talk about nothing. She's like, hey, it's on his damn feet. Ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
These are the gaps in the game that are missing. Now, if you have the ability to roll up in front of the AC or something like that in a Bentayga or a Maybach, well, I guess that helps if you can do that. If you live in the city, you might take the subway and things, so you might not have that option. So when I come into town, it goes a little bit differently. For the rest of you who live there and stuff, that's all the more reason. You have to be on point with that because that's your calling card. This is what distinguishes you. You can't have it up for guessing. This can't be in question. Your presentation has to speak for itself that, yeah, this is the level I'm operating at. So, yes, you need to start incorporating that into your daily life. Any jackass can talk about what Mark Zuckerberg doesn't wear, doesn't buy. First of all, he's got Hawaiian beach houses and every damn thing else. He's got exotic cars and everything else. But here's the other problem. Mark Zuckerberg can wear a t-shirt. He's Mark damn Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Who the hell doesn't know him?
Yeah.
Bill Gates can wear a raggedy dress shirt. He's Bill Gates. Who doesn't know him? Warren Buffett can drive a 79 Ford along with all his Cadillacs. Who the hell doesn't know him? So all that's a bunch of jingoism. Look it up. That's a bunch of sloganism they pass around the idiot internet. In the real damn world, yeah, he can wear a t-shirt, but everybody knows him. They don't know you. So he can do without the t-shirt because he bought the NFL team or whatever. Okay, he doesn't have to do that. You do. We know his calling card. You have to present yours. Now, you don't have to. You can leave that if you want to, but all this leaves you up to doing then is a whole bunch of negotiating and a whole bunch of arguing, a whole bunch of going back and forth and all this kabuki theater and shadow boxing. And now they're trying to feel you out and they're trying to give you their ceiling and not their floor. And now you're frustrated. And there's a whole bunch of bozoism going on. Well, yeah, but y'all being kind of a little bozo too. When the whole reason for being the table is making it very obvious where you at and where you stand so that we don't have to argue about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
She talking to you crazy. It's like we didn't make it to a second conversation because you saw the way I walked up on you. You know damn well you don't qualify to be here.
Fair enough. No, appreciate the solid game, brother Jason. As always, thank you for the business. B1S. Thank you
very much for giving us a call tonight. It is very, very imperative as a man, your value needs to just speak for itself so that we don't have to have stupid conversations. People who don't qualify, we ain't really got to speak to them for any real length of time. We end up having to negotiate when the value's not obvious. Folks who don't qualify, then we start feeling them out. They shouldn't even be standing there. Oh my goodness, she makes $30 a month on OnlyFans. What is she doing here? We're having a conversation with her. For what? Let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom again. Let me see if I can get Superpower Media up here on Zoom. All right, Superpower Media, what's on your mind?
What's up, Jason, man? This is the most insane behavior I've seen in my lifetime. I've never seen so many young men out here putting rings. If you got to put a ring on a hoe, I think that makes you a hoe also. The behavior, I mean, it's like with Cardi B and Offset, man. For Offset to marry that woman, what kind of drug is that? It can't be marijuana. It can't be, it's something else. Because she's like that every day, man. I mean, every time
what
she
folks
comes
don't
on
understand
interview,
is so many fellas are starved. They are literally starved for sex. They end up throwing a ring at the option that is offering them the most sexual access. And I don't mean nightly sex. I'm talking about fellas are out here only getting sex once a month. If they get a chick who give it twice a month, he starts fighting to marry. This is where we are today, man. And they ain't fighting for just nothing. They throwing houses and here, take my damn salary. Oh, take my pension. This is what we have today. We got a bunch of males out here who are just walking up to the table, putting all their chips up from the very beginning. Because as I explained about this before, they're so used to striking out and losing that they want to preclude losing, so they just walk in overpaying. If an option does show itself, he throws the whole bank at it. He's desperate to make sure she doesn't get up and leave. This is where we at.
Well, I mean, if your chick got over 100,000 miles on that thing, the body count is crazy. I mean, this is the same woman that sat up there and said that on an interview that she was robbing men in the hotel rooms. I mean, drugging them and taking their wallets and their watches. If you're gonna put a ring on that, and I think what happens, Jason, the person that raised him, he's used to it, because I think, I'm not gonna down his mom, man, but he got that behavior from somebody. I mean, you would, for him to be accustomed to that type of behavior, yeah, somebody whoever's raising you, female wise, he done seen that before. So I think he was already accustomed to this. Yeah, you seen your mama running men in and out of the house when you 6-7 years old. So you don't see nothing wrong with that when you see a chick on the street. This is normal.
Okay,
that ain't normal, dude.
But brother, here's the thing right here. Let me back this up a little bit more than that. When you are dealing with difficult females who are mouthy, disrespectful, females who show out in public, that's a big one. That right there is gigantic. Any female who does anything disrespectful, certainly outdoors or in public, that's a zero tolerance event. You cannot have a female who in any way shows up, throws a temper tantrum, attitude, anything in public, some sort of public showing out. That's got to be a one-time incident. That can't be a second one. If she does that, she's gone for life. She's gone for life right there. Fellas are not willing to do that. Females are willing to cut you off for the rest of her damn days if you didn't pay for the damn restaurant.
What?
Fellas, females are willing to chuck you off and lock the door if you didn't remember her birthday. If you didn't pay for the restaurant she wants. Now, that's the standard that females use. And we got men out here who there's never a deal breaker. Well, don't you understand that they can see when there's not a deal breaker? You ain't getting up and walking away from the table. The only thing that they will listen to is when you get up and walk away from the table. When you show, yeah, I'm not going to be here. Don't tell me I ain't going to be here. Say, yeah, I'm done with that. That's what they listen to, is actions, not words. Because the men that they're most attracted to speak with their actions, not their words. He doesn't talk about the car he wants to buy. He buys it. He doesn't talk about where he wants to go. He goes. He doesn't talk about the life he wants to live. He gets it. The fellas that they don't respect do a bunch of jaw jacking and talking, but no actual results. That's the difference. And most males today, they refuse to they're so desperate to go home with something that they end up taking the hoopty home from the car auction.
Yeah, the car is already driven way over the limit.
Yeah, I mean, you were in trouble. She got a high body count. She's mouthy.
Yeah,
she's mouthy. She's disrespectful. She got a high body count, tattoo sleeves. She wants to negotiate over cooking or any sort of home skills. What the hell are you doing? The reason why the cooking thing is so important is because you have a woman who is not self-sufficient for even feeding her own damn self. Now, if she didn't know how to tie a pair of shoes, you'd be like, is she retarded? Is she emotionally and mentally handicapped? Okay, so if a woman cannot take care of dressing herself, you would consider that to be a super major issue. But if a woman cannot cook for herself, don't you understand that goes in the exact same category as cannot tie her own shoes? That goes in that category. That's not a minor thing. That's a, whoa, wait a minute. Just as a man, you are expected, because you are logical and linear, to have mechanical skills. As a female, she is expected to have creative skills. If she doesn't, this is a defective female. Put her ass back in the trash bin to be shipped back out to the island for misfit toys. But she's defective.
Oh, but wait, hold on, Jason. But she know how to go up and down that triple pole. That's a bonus, ain't it?
Well, and there is a place in the world for that too. Here's the problem. We're looking for an applicant who is multi-talented.
Mm-hmm.
If the only thing she can do is slide up and down the pole, yeah, I need that for about an hour. I don't take care of that. I don't give long term to that. I see you when I come through. As on account of the fact that you have just demonstrated that you have limited benefit. If you are of limited benefit to me, I'm not desperate. I am of limited benefit to you. And we are both equal. Now, the fact that I could do more does not mean that it's incumbent on me to do more, because you can't do what I do. Now, if that ever changes, we'll see. But from where I stand right now, you only have a singular skill set that I can get anywhere. I can get like a dozen eggs. How much you think the value of that is? Because I'm about to show you what the value of it is. Baby, that's a commodity to me. That's not special. What else you got? Oh, you don't have anything else? All right. Well, welcome to Louisiana. This is how much sliding up and down the pole will get you.
It's not even sad no more.
I think I got a hungry man meal you can heat up in the freezer. I think I got one of them. I think I got that. That's the wine and dining right there.
Then you got to say, well, who else did he pick up? Offset. Who's he dating now? And she's probably just as worse as Cardi B. Because you know, if you dating down, you're not gonna. Some of them guys ain't never gonna go up. They don't keep going down, man. God, man, this is crazy.
Well, I mean, look, once again, this shows the flaw in a man thinking that he can define his value by the volume of females he has sexual access to. Yeah, you want to have options, absolutely, but they need to be quality options in order for it to mean anything. Otherwise, all you're doing is spinning your wheels in the same cesspool you're already in. That's the problem. So elevation for a man is not the same as elevation for a female, although they do have some parallels. Cardi B has not elevated. Stop lying to yourselves. Lie. She is not elevated. She's got a dude who basically, he's the Drake of, what was that, the NBA or NFL, whichever one. He's basically like Drake. He just runs through females. Cardi B has gotten herself a slot in the harem. That's not an upgrade. Old boy is not looking to take care of her, the kids, and none of that. He got money to come slip through when he come through. Oh, it's the NFL or NBA offseason, whatever. What's a plane ticket to him? Oh, Offset ain't around. We know for damn certain all this. She said she was in Atlanta, so all right, make of that what you will. But you got fellas who are willing to lay up. She doesn't have anybody who's willing to take her off the market. And the killing part about it is, even if he did, bro, we see what you gonna get. That's the killing part for Stefan or anybody else. Even if you could take her off the lot, bro, you're gonna get a Cardi B. That yelling, screaming shrew who was just squealing at her husband that she hopes he dies. That's that. We gonna bid top dollar for that? How much we supposed to bid for that? Coming with 2-3 kids in tow. How much are we supposed to bid for that? So Stefan is playing it right. He keeping on a short leash. He only gives her what he wants to give her. He like the baby, get it and go. And he only comes around when he's looking for some leisure time. But he's not staying around for anything else. And that is her market value. Right there. Mm-hmm. And he's not paying above market value. And she's trying to flex as if him coming to see her means something. He travels for a living. He comes to see her when he's available. If she's selling on the day that he's buying, he'll drop through. Other than that, he leaves. And as long as he continues playing it like this, he's good. Now, I would not be laying up with a female who's still married. That would not be happening at all. Let me know when y'all get this divorce finalized, because that's just bad mojo. But other than that, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do it. I'll let you have the last word.
Man, the great and honorable women like Coretta Scott King and Betty Shabazz, I hate to say it, but maybe them days are over with, man. But I look up to those women because they held it down for their men, and those men knew how to pick those type of women, man. That was honorable, that knew how to, and just take care of them. I mean, I don't see these guys.
They're few and far between today, because the issue is identifying a Coretta Scott King. You can identify her at 19. 20. Yeah. You don't have to, it doesn't take her to be 30 for that. It's very clear that the characteristics are there early. That's not something she develops later. So a Dr. King could marry something like that in her early 20s. Yeah, she's finished. Everything's done. Today, they still exist, don't get me wrong, but they are few and far between. And I brought up the age thing to let you know, by the way, they get snapped up off the market very quickly. People want quality. Yep. They're not looking for somebody who's run through has-beens. So that those really quality females you're talking about, brother, it's cutthroat competition. It's knockdown, drag out from coast to coast. Hell, not just coast to coast, around the world now. It's global, to the point that now you niggas done started spoiling South America, spoiling Asia, because now them women over there see you coming. They see you're so desperate for options over here. They know the gringos and the Americans are desperate, and here they come from America, sitting up here simping and tricking and every damn thing else. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Let me go ahead and see if I can get Claiborne up here on Zoom. Give you a few moments here, Claiborne. If you went around the house to go do some dusting or whatever, you picked a bad time for that. Folks, make sure you stay by your phones here. We hate for you to get cut off. Okay, Claiborne, what's on your mind?
Oh, yes, sir, brother. TBA, you're definitely on fire tonight, brother. For real. I understand this. You know, the problem I had, basically like not too long ago, but actually I learned by looking at others. You know, I learned by their mistakes. Actually, you know, when I see others fuck up, I know not to go there. You know, like this Travis guy. Is this the same Travis guy that drove his woman to the club and then sat outside the club while she was in the club, while he's in the car, something like that?
It was like a party or something, and he's outside and she up in there. So yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, man, that guy's a fool, man. You know, I got nephews like that, man. And I try to teach them and let them know, and they tell me, oh, man, I want to hear that shit. Okay, well, go ahead. You know, it's your... And, you know, not a lot of them now, they coming to me telling me, oh, yeah, you was right. I said, well, I knew I was right. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I mean, I'm not right all the time, but basically I know I'm right about that shit.
Here's the issue, brother. The reason why we have programs like this is because you and I are old enough to understand something. Bought sense is the most expensive sense there is.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You can learn from your experiences, but that's the most expensive education you can get. It's a lot cheaper to learn from somebody, use the damn sense and learn from somebody else's experience.
That's right.
Learn from their knocks and scrapes and their failures. Don't learn from your own, because that's going to set you back. That takes time to recover from your own mistakes. It doesn't take so much time to recover from somebody else's because you're not recovering. You can observe it. Ooh, that didn't go well for him. Let me go a different way. And you don't lose any ground. If you're determined to learn from your own experiences, you get set back every single time. And it would be different if you had an infinite number of days to deal with, but you don't. You got a limited life, and if you spend whole years or, God forbid, decades recovering from stupid mistakes, there went your life.
That's true. You know what? Like yourself, I do a lot of traveling myself. So I have people from Virginia. You know, I was born and raised actually in Petersburg, Virginia. And so when I come back down there, you know, I usually see my folks that I grew up with, and I lived up here for years. And I'm like, man, I was actually born in Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, but lived down south. So I basically stayed at Virginia State University. I was there as a student at one time. And I usually and I'm glad that I go down there. I would not fuck with any of these New York women. Even the older women is fucked up, man. These older women are fucked up too. Yeah, women my age, them motherfuckers acting like they like 35 years old, talking about basketball, wives and all. That's the only conversation again. I'm like, man, fuck y'all, man. I can't listen to you. I can't learn nothing listening to you. So, yeah, you know, I got to leave them alone.
They're looking for a pension. I'm not even that. I mean, here's the issue. New York, LA, Miami, now Atlanta, DC. There are too many built men there. Not to say they're even the majority of the population, but these places become too astronomically expensive. They're too built. There's too much money there. And these women are looking to fulfill whatever fantasy they've been sitting on for the last 20, 30 years. So when they roll up on you, the mentality they bring, it kicks in when they hit 40. They believe the only mistake they made between their 20s and their 40s was that they didn't press the nigga hard enough. So when they roll up on you, they're handing you the bill and telling you this is what you have to pay from day one. And you don't get 6 or 7 years to ease into it. She expects you to be dropping it off in 6 or 7 weeks.
Ain't that some shit? Yeah, that's all right. They can keep that. Yeah, they can have that. That's all right. Yeah.
This is what they literally expect. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Let me go ahead and see if I can get a lot of gods up here. Let me see if I can get you up here. And like I say, it's not just New York. New York is a worst case scenario. It's hardly the only one. We can talk about Southern California because I don't even really want to talk about, Los Angeles anymore. Really, it's a Southern California thing. Now, for my folks up on Zoom, please make sure you have your camera and your microphone turned on. YouTube is not going to see you. But just to make sure that we don't have any trolling issues, make sure you have your camera and your microphone turned on for us here. I got a lot of gods up here on Zoom. You do not have anything turned on, so we're going to give you one chance to go ahead and get that taken care of, and then we're going to have to move on. So I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and get that resolved, and then we're going to have to do something a little bit different here. All right. They will not be joining us, so permanent vacation for them. All right, we got Bobby up here on Zoom. What's on your mind, Bobby?
How you doing, Jason?
All right, brother. What's on?
Oh, man. That Cardi B recording, that blew my mind. I mean, that really, really blew my mind. And it reminded me so much of what my brother went through with his baby mother. And I want everybody to listen to me real carefully because I really do believe that this is part of the problem. I look at Travis Hunter. I even, to a certain extent, look at Offset. And I look at a lot of dudes, man. And a lot of these guys, they didn't grow up without fathers in their lives. And this is a testament of why fathers are important in the lives of our children, because I can speak from personal experience. When I grew up with my father had a certain standard of behavior. My uncles had a certain standard of behavior. They didn't tolerate this kind of noise from females, and the women that they ended up married, yeah, they got on their case, but they knew when to get on their case, and they knew a reason why they got on their cases. They didn't just spaz out like Cardi B is spazzing out. See, this is the thing that a lot of women are, when they hear this, they want to sit up here and they want to wave the pom-poms for Cardi B without realizing she's not raising her children. She doesn't know how to be a mother. Just because you are paying $50,000 or however much money you are paying for your children, that doesn't mean you are raising them. You are maintaining them. You are maintaining them to be spoiled rotten, not being self-sufficient, not knowing how to carry themselves in a public setting, not knowing how to carry themselves in a business setting, not knowing how to carry themselves when they interact with people of the opposite gender.
But that appeals to the average female today, too. The average female today is not looking to be a mother. She's looking to have children, but she's not looking to be a mother. And here's a case in point. I want you all to understand something. On your social media, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. You can see folks sitting up here, yes girl and yes queen, when folks are getting married. You know what? You see the exact same thing on the post that talk about celebrating divorce.
And deal with it.
You go take a look at videos about divorce. Me on the way to the courthouse. So glad, so happy, a whole new era. He said I would be terrible without that. Me on the way to the courthouse dancing. I want fellas to understand, by the way, yeah, the same energy they bring on the one hand, the folks congratulating them on the one hand, those will be the same ones with the same energy congratulating them on the other.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is those people are single as well. You know, it's like the saying, misery loves company. But when I go back to the point of the fathers are the ones who set the boundaries for the children.
Yeah, but it depends on the. I can't really. I can only take that one so far. You make a valid point, but brother, I see a whole bunch of hoes out here raised by men. What? I gotta say that too. So does it matter to have a father in the home? Yes, but he must be a competent father.
True. Because that's what I mean.
I see a bunch of hoes out here spinning on the pole, stripping on OnlyFans, busting it on the gram, and with their dad tagging their daddy on Father's Day, hugged up with their dads on Father's Day. So we are lacking competent, principled, masculine fathers out here. We got dudes who are in the home, but Heather might as well have two mommies.
Two mommies, or Frank Gallagher, a guy who just totally incompetent, but by the miracle and grace, his children managed to become something in this world.
Yeah, he got a daughter, but he just let her do whatever she want to do. As long as she doesn't die of starvation or exposure, he lets his daughter do whatever she does, and he hopes that she makes it through nursing school or something without getting, killed or something. And that's it. This is what we got going on. So the number of females out here who have, quote, a father in the home, there's actually not as few as folk think. The problem is we don't have competent, principled men who are looking to build respectable females. The women are looking to have children, not be mothers, and the men are looking to get the chick pregnant so hopefully she'll stick around, not to build a legacy.
Well, that's true as well. But my thing is with the fellas is especially me, when I saw my father and I saw my uncles, I saw how they carried themselves, and I saw that they never really sat down and simped out for females. You know what? It was like, okay, it didn't work out, on to the next one. Let me go back on my grind. And that woman would come in and see them on their grind, say, I can respect him, what he's doing. I can see he's a man. He worked on himself. He's a man of character. He may not have the fat wallet, but everything else is solid.
But brother, here, you make a good point about that. Cardi B never should have gotten this far along.
But she did. And that's the sad part.
If Cardi is showing out like this on Offset now, we know she was doing it the whole damn time. Bruh, the first time she got in your face, the first time she got loud, the first time she did, look, I got a rule. Like, I have a question. If a female sits up here and raises her voice, I'm like, who are you raising your voice to? If she says, I'm raising it to you, click.
Yeah, like Denzel said in the movie Malcolm X, woman, don't you raise your voice in my house.
My whole thing right there. If you ask that question, a female will tell you, I'm raising it to you. Out of line. Click. We don't have anything else to discuss. Fellas, shut that mess down early. Shutting it down does not mean arguing. Shutting it down means she's gone. Oh, show her I can cut you off right here. That's a zero tolerance event. That's a zero tolerance event. You do not raise your voice at me. Them other dudes, that was they woman. I don't have a woman who does that. So you come over here to me. Well, we don't do that over here.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, the females watch their mother do it to other dudes. So when they had good teachers in that aspect to men, because they said, well, hey, I saw my mama do it in this particular instance. This is how she handled it. Therefore, this is how I'm going to handle it when I get in that situation. Even though the dude that I am with is a solid dude, I'm going to sit up here and raise my voice at him just to get a reaction out of him.
Well, no, it can be for that, sure, but usually it's a sign of these are females who, because they were deficient females, they were not really desired, they didn't have access to men of any value, certainly not of any leadership. These females have to be quote unquote dominant, so they only qualify for bums. So they have to be the dominant person in the household because they don't qualify for a masculine leader. When they get with a man who does not need to be dominated, she's only got a dominant skill set, which usually is just nagging and troublemaking. Your job is make it clear that the first time that raises its ugly head, oh, no. That does not happen at all. Pull the car over, whatever, tell her you get out. If And if she doesn't, you tell her, you can get out or I'm going to get out and leave it right where it is. But we're not going one step further. This is not something I'm going to live with and go round and round about. This is a zero tolerance event, and I'm going to show you with my actions. No, we don't do that. Not at all. The problem is, fellas women know when to push your damn buttons. Notice I said when to push them. I didn't say how. I said when. She know if it's the evening, you looking forward to some sex, let me go ahead and act a fool. He's very unlikely to want to mess that up. So he'll put me out in the morning, but he won't want to do it tonight. So let me mess with him tonight. That's why a man needs to be prepared to pull that trigger at any time. So that you make it very clear through your actions. The first time she tried that was a wrap. That's how you get a message across. Not your words, your actions.
Okay, well, I certainly understand that. But here's my last point. I've seen, Travis Hunter for a while, with his exceptional play on the football field. I hope I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people, myself included, they just see a guy who is driving down the road with no street. He's driving down the road and there are potholes in the road, but he's driving down the road with no headlights on, and he doesn't have any street lights to kind of show him the way, and it's just, I hope I'm wrong about this, but I just can't help but see a guy who was driving a car 100 miles an hour and he's about to slam into a wall. Everybody can see that he's about to hit the wall except the guy driving the car.
Well, look.
And I see that with him, and I see that with a lot of guys out here.
Let me be fair about this. I don't think I would want anybody judging me for the rest of my life based on what I was doing when I was 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
I make no bones about some of the boneheaded things that were going on then. So I would never want someone to look at me when I was 23, 24, 25 and say, that's who he is. This is what it's going to be. I wouldn't want anyone to do that. Absolutely. So I'm going to have some grace where Travis is concerned. I'm even going to have some grace where his wife is concerned. Baby, you had an OnlyFans at 20 and you only wanted to dump that when it looked like he was going to the league. So you sus as hell. But beyond that, my problem with her is she's carrying more than just that. I'm seeing character traits. When she did that game, that's a character trait.
Yeah.
Draft, that's a character trait. What she wearing on that sleeve, that's a character trait that she's carrying with him. I would be foolish to disregard that. So there are levels to these things, and she's done the most extreme, alarmist level infractions you can imagine. Because here's the thing, we got to call it for what it is. Don't nobody want to say this part. Buddy, ain't nobody on OnlyFans who ain't hoeing.
And deal with it, nigga.
Now, nobody wants to say that. Hey, if the chick is in the strip club, she hoeing. If she got an OnlyFans, she hoeing too. And that includes the so-called Hollywood starlets. That includes them.
Yeah,
what?
It's
that
funny you
includes
said that
them.
because it's funny you said that because I know a lady friend of mine. She's in her early 40s and she has a tattoo sleeve and she used to dance for the longest time, and she recently graduated and now she says she's quit it. She quit, but I don't know. I don't know what type of future she's going to have for herself, but I hope it ain't nothing like this. Even at her age, you have to ask the question, what the hell were you doing for the last 20 years? You know
what they were doing? They were hanging out, having fun, living up with the guys they really wanted to be with. And then when the ride is finally over and the train comes to a stop, let me see if I can find a feckless simp to be my retirement plan. And that's the saddest thing of all. You're bringing all this value and this is all you get? You get somebody's baby mama, you get somebody's OnlyFans, tatted up OnlyFans chick. That's what you get? All that work and all that effort, and that's what you're going to be your reward. Right there. To me, that's being shortchanged. That's being shortchanged. I'm like, hey, this ain't equal. And if you're foolish enough to say it is, I mean, like I said, it explains how you got there. I'll let you have the last word.
Yeah, I just think that we as a society, we need to have, like you said, competent fathers, because everything that, that recording and what we see with Travis Hunter and everything else, and a lot of guys, really our kids, man, this is a textbook example of why fathers are needed, competent fathers are needed in the lives of our children, because how they're raised is going to determine who they marry, and if they aren't raised like they're supposed to be raised, this is a textbook example. This is how you get a Cardi B. This is how you get some of these other fools out here. We got to have fathers in the lives of our children, y'all. There's no other way around. That's how we're going to survive.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Yeah, like I say, the first time old girls showed out like that, fellas, you can't have tolerance for that. When a female does that, she can't have a future. She cannot do something like that and she still got a future. She's still sitting right there with you. Speaking of which, if you will all direct your eyeballs here to the screen, just in case you thought the foolery was over. Oh, it wouldn't be complete if I didn't know you. Some of you are wondering, what about Robert Griffith III? What about Robert Griffith III? Well, Robert Griffith III put up this video here. Me every time my wife wears leggings. Hey. Let me go ahead and mute it right quick, but this is him. This is Robert Griffith III. Matter of fact, I'd like to make it a little bit bigger. There. Yeah, okay. See if I can make that a little bit bigger for you all. I need to shrink that browser down a little bit so I can get that on there. But I just wanted y'all to see, by the way, he's rather proud, apparently. Apparently this is satisfactory. By the way, he's doing this with her holding a baby?
Nigga, what?
What is up with these people on the internet that they got children around them and everybody wants to have sex play and try to be a sex symbol with children sitting on top of them? What the hell is up with all this deviant ass damn near pedophilic behavior? What the hell is this? Who's raising these idiots and bastards? What the hell is this? You gotta do this with a kid sitting right there? It's like they don't make any distinction between children being around. Who's running these damn daycares? Every time you turn around, this folks sitting up here putting their damn sex habits and stuff on the... What the hell is this? This is what happens when hoes get online and say, oh, let me tell you, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Okay, then use a hoe. That's why you don't see a problem with it, because use a hoe. You have a whole child sitting there, and here he is. And let's be clear, this is what desperate, goofy niggas do when they broad ain't really fooling with them. So he wants to try to act like, oh, baby, I really love you. I love the way you built. And they think they're scoring points with this kind of stupidity. So, in case you wondered, talking about Travis Hunter, in case you all wondered who the godfather of Goofy. Damn! If anyone was wondering where Godfather Goofy Griffin III is and what he's up to, well, yeah, here's a good update for you. Let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom. Let me get Kenji up here on Zoom. All right, Kenji, what's on? Turn off your YouTube.
Damn daycares. Yeah, I was trying to check in with you, Jason.
All right, what's on your mind?
Every time you talk, Chicago.
Okay, Kenji. Kenji, last try, brother. Wait, turn off your YouTube.
All right, I got you. I got you.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. Okay, then use a hoe.
All right, Jason, you hear me?
Oh, yes, I just don't want to hear myself. All right, what's on your mind?
All right, my fault about that. No, I wanted to talk to you last time. I spoke to you like last year but I forgot to give you your flowers as far as you, Tyreek, Professor Black, the Friday. Man, everything is making sense. So I just wanted to give you your flowers, but tonight broadcast with Travis, oh my God. This is everybody outside. They just love the backside and they love the front side and they go for it. And the women know they marrying at a rate that is unfathomable. I can't explain it. But I don't want to get on those guys because myself, I do have a baby mother and I have went through that. But I appreciate your broadcast tonight, Jason. And I just want to give you your flowers. That's it, man.
Thank you very much. Give us a call tonight. Yeah, like I said, they bidding top dollar to get cleaned out. Looking stupid is not the demerit it used to be. All right, let me go ahead and get back over here on Zoom. We got Brother Elijah up here on Zoom. What's on your mind, Brother Elijah?
Hey, good evening, big brother Jason. $1 to you.
All right, Brother Elijah, what's on your mind?
I'm going to play devil's advocate for this excellent broadcast, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. When I look at the Travis Hunter situation, he's a strong upcoming gentleman. All right, I'm not taking nothing away from his talent, his ability. All right, he may seem a little simpish, but I think there's something else going on. I think that maybe that this woman is his first, and I really seriously believe this is not random. He got rejected by a lot of sisters coming up, and then when this one, she's relatively beautiful and everything like that in her own way. I'm not saying she's ugly. In her own way, she's relatively beautiful, and she's, for better or worse, she's giving him some play. And we're critical of the woman he married, but I do respect the fact that he did marry. You understand? Because, we got to get our brothers back to, it's kind of one of those back to the basics instead of making her a baby mama and then you're going through the devil's court system. You marry him. Now let's just hope that.
But brother, here's the thing.
Yes, sir.
Marriage for the sake of just being married is not an accomplishment or an accolade.
Yes, sir.
It would be different if marriage was like earning a medical degree.
Yes,
It'd be different if marriage was like learning life-saving maneuvers. It would be different if that was what marriage was. Then you could say the acquisition of it has an intrinsic value. Just getting married to say you married to somebody, that's not a cure-all. And in the internet social media age, people of very low accomplishment, which is a lot of folks here, that's all they can really get. So that's all they can hang their hats on. And then they go off looking very stupid and foolish after that. Accomplishment is actually something that speaks for itself. Development and character is something that speaks for itself. Integrity speaks for itself. Becoming a better version of yourself speaks for itself. And it's very obvious to people. So just saying, holding up marriage as if that is the accomplishment is making it down the aisle. With the over 50% divorce rate we got, very clearly that's not intrinsic value. Very clearly just getting married and saying, well, I made it. That's not really an accomplishment there. Now, let's go back to what you said there at the first.
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, he's got a father who's had some troubles. His dad didn't have some troubles, so y'all can go look that up if you want to. But his dad, okay, you're starting there. Mom, very clearly the typical college football player mother there. The typical female. The typical one.
Yeah.
So you put that together. Obviously, their son's kind of socially awkward here. He's not going to be the kid that the girls in class are really checking for.
Right.
He has some athletic ability kick in, so he got all of this later. He didn't get this up front, so he's getting all this affirmation later when he's a teenager and he's most susceptible to it. Hormones out of control and your maturity is out of control, so you're kind of vulnerable at this point here. Now let's move to her. I don't think she's his first or only girlfriend, but I do know that she is definitely the most XXX rated.
What? Yes, sir.
So what I'm saying is, this is the first broad who jumped on him and threw everything she got at him.
Yes, sir.
And he's just like, niggas get sprung off of that. Oh man, I can't let nobody else get grip on this. So they be thinking about how great it was with her, and women know this. So they know if I really want to turn it on, he's going to put a super high premium on keeping anybody else's hands from gripping these butt cheeks.
Yes, sir.
Now, when she sees she got you sprung, now she starts changing to what she really want to do. Now you're putting up with a bunch of garbage that wasn't there when she was XXX rated. Now she's only XX rated. Next up, 1X rated. Next up, G rated.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that this was the first. Take a look at it. She's doing the OnlyFans. This chick here for the streets already. She's already sexually wild child out here, and he had a XXX rated broad get a hold of him.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed him the business because she know he ain't used to nothing. So
right.
when a female know how to put that lock on you, then she knows. If you're a guy who's used to that, she can tell. You're a guy who you don't really get it like that. She's like, oh, I'm going to blow his mind because I know he doesn't get it like that. Next thing you know, you sprung and she's jamming you for a ring.
Right.
And she knows you're sprung on her. The problem for Travis Hunter is it is so obvious that he is so much more into her than she is to him. That's the problem. Despite the fact that she doesn't have 1/10 of his accomplishments, he is more into her, more of a fan of her than she is of him. That's the warning sign that all of us are registering. You, me, everybody else. We can see,
sir.
yeah, she's kind of dismissive of you, dude. She's taking it for granted that she just belongs at the game. You're the only reason she would even be there. You value her far more than she values you. And that's poisonous when you are the one bringing 90% of the value to the relationship and she bringing 10% with an OnlyFans resume. That's the problem. So why would he be so sprung? First time in his life, he had a female do something he ain't never seen before, and now he's sprung on that because he's never had it before. If he had 2 or 3 who did it like that, then his perspective would be different.
Right.
But if you've only got 1 to compare it to, you think that she's the best thing since ice cream sandwiches. You're like, I'll be damned, never been another one like that. It's only when you have enough experience you realize, I'll be damned. There's a whole bunch of them do that. Next, now you're saying, oh, now that I realize there's a whole bunch who do that, what else you got? And he's not there. So she was not his first. She was his first XXX rated.
Right.
And she knows it. And she's pressing it.
You know, brother, to add to your point, the best thing I can just hope for, and I hope and pray, because we have seen this movie before, I hope that we can see the road she most likely will be going down. I just hope the brother controls his emotions, because it would really, really, really break my heart to see another Ray Rice situation. And Ray Rice, all he did was make a mistake and he lost everything because of his loved one wanted to show her ass. And we can see that this woman right here, yeah, she's dismissive. What does that lead to? She's gonna start showing her ass in public. And
well, he strikes me as a Robert Griffith dude. Travis strikes me as the kind of little submissive fellow who's used to being run by females. He is far more interested and desperate to get their affirmation because he's not used to being approved of by females. Classic Freud and mommy issues. He's not used to being approved of by females. Mm-hmm. So I see it more as him looking for a female to ragdoll him and run him through the dirt because that's the type of dynamic that he's accustomed to. As far as Leanna is concerned, power only makes us more of what we already are. Right. And right now, you've dumped a whole bunch of money and accolades and power in her lap. That's the problem I have. Now, it was different for me. You see, I could actually lose it all. So you see, when I was her age and I did something stupid, I lost everything. That's not going to happen for her. As long as he keeps going out there, these unearned benefits will continue coming in. So she doesn't actually have the normal punishment mechanism that would correct that kind of behavior. So she's already showing clear entitlement issues.
Of course.
Why in the hell is she not telling him, baby, you just got started. I don't need no $100,000 ring. I don't need no forget bell bottoms, red bottoms. I don't need no bravas. We need to be looking 20, 30 years down the road here. You could have an injury next year. We need to be looking. No, do not go off and go pay for all that right there. You hold on to that. Do not give me no $1 million wedding. You, my husband, we going to hold on to this. We're going to play this smart on account of the fact that we don't know how long it's going to last, and I'm not going to make assumptions. So thank you very much. I already know you love me. Let's hold on this and manage this properly. You got millions. We need to hold on to that. We don't sit up here and blow the damn bag right here so we can go straight to Instagram so I can sit up here and stunt. That's the kind of wife you got? A wife who ran you straight to Instagram? You've clearly spent $1 million at that place right there, and that's not even your NFL money. So she just sees you as a resource. A man needs to stop understanding when his female doesn't love him, she sees him as a resource. Resources are only good for being exploited and liquidated. Right. And in her case, all I can see is a young woman who wants to exercise power for typical immature benefits, and now you've given her a lot more with the promise that there is no punishment mechanism. It ain't gonna fail. It's all good. Mm-hmm. I've never seen this end well, and she hasn't demonstrated to me that she has the evolutionary capacity to correct that. She's not 5 years old anymore. She's 20 something.
Right.
So you're not gonna be able to raise her anymore. She could sit here and sit on his damn resources till she's in her 30s, completely insulated from any consequences, but doing a whole bunch of damage. That's the issue. So I don't see anything now that's going to stop her. What's going to correct her when she starts the nonsense? Losing would be the only thing that would correct her. And right now, as long as he keeps performing, she's insulated from it. So I think that just adds up to a recipe for her taking a bunch of liberties and being emotionally and psychologically abusive. And he's at ground zero and just got to put up with it. And yes, I do believe at some point what's most likely going to happen is he's going to find out she's cheating on him. Most likely. It might be another player in the league. It might be some dude on Instagram. Some fella that she doesn't feel is embarrassing, that she does not self-conscious about. He's not awkward. She's going to be looking for that, something that she can be comfortable with. Right. That she's not just there because, well, he's the best performer. Somebody she's actually attracted to and really hot for, and she's gonna, the same thing that led her to make a tattoo sleeve, that's gonna take over, and away we go. Now, I am not saying that that'll be the end of their marriage,
right?
Because, like I said, he looks for affirmation from females. So if she cheats on him, I figure she'll have to do it 2 or 3 times. Like Papoose, she'll have to just keep doing it. Because the first time she gets away with it, that's it. We're off to the races. She's not going to quit. So I'm predicting that that's going to happen. You're going to find out there's another dude in there somewhere, but it's going to be her putting him down. But we're probably 5 or 7 years away from that right now. So the ride has just started. Check back in 5 or 7 years when she's gotten complacent, gotten comfortable, and feels like, okay, I'm in the driver's seat and nobody can take it from me. The law says you can't take it from me. Now that's a whole nother level of power. And she's just going to be sitting around the house with her G-Wagon and her makeup and everything. Okay.
Hey, just a fun fact, and then I'm going to land my plane with this one. Robert the Coon Griffin III, he ended his NFL career prematurely because that coon was seemingly what you just said. He was always injured. So she should have been thinking, hey, you're not exempt from injuries. Injuries happen, and you have career-ending injuries. That means the bag stops. They're not going to pay for an injured player. Okay, and that's what happened. That's how Robert the Coon, he's doing sports commentary now.
Well, Robert's wife couldn't do no better. So
yeah,
she had to get in where she fit in. That's the difference for her. She wasn't in demand before she got with him. She's not in demand now. So she basically had to get in where she fit in, and she just gonna have to suck it up and live with it. and with goofy stuff like this happening. That chick Travis is with, that's different. She's younger. She has a totally different perspective. If she had an OnlyFans, that means that she's had 7-figure dudes talking to her already. She done got flued out, the whole 9 yards. That's why she thought she could do some little hoe stuff like that.
Right.
Once the bag came through, now she's like, okay, let me go ahead and wrap that up for appearance's sake. But if your chick is on OnlyFans, she's already dealt with a couple of 7-figure dudes already. And she's going to always tell herself that that's where she rates at. Until the phone stops ringing. And this chick's in her early 20s, so it'll take a lot right now to convince her that she doesn't have as much firepower as she thinks she does. So she's got about a good decade before reality really sets in. Right now, she can be in denial. Reality's going to have to sit in for her. No, my only issue, though, is that Travis, you are going to be along for the ride of whatever that is.
Right.
Wherever she decides to go, she is now going to be dictating Travis's fate. There's the issue.
Unfortunately.
She's going to dictate his fate, and whatever she comes up with, he's just along for the ride.
Yeah, I got a quick question. I was supposed to land my plane, but I just do have a quick question, though. Because I heard other brothers, even Tariq, touch on this situation with Travis, and, you know, they feel he made a mistake and everything by getting married, and then there's going to be a lot of women even prettier than her throwing themselves at him. But like anything else, those pretty women, they're not going to be in it for love. They're going to be in it for, be opportunists.
But so is she. He already fell for one, so.
Yeah, my thing is, possibly if he saw that coming, basically down the road, hey, look, I already know this opportunist in front of me. All right. Basically, look, let me just lock it in because something past her might be a little worse. That's the question.
No, I mean, they're easily manipulated. These young men with no real competent, assertive father figure in the home, they reason more like females. They go on their emotions. He feels like marrying her right now. That's why he's doing it. And even after the disastrous 6 months they've had, they sprinted down the aisle. Brother, that's the definition of an impulsive decision.
Right.
That's the definition. So that's what I was saying before. I already went down the rundown of this. She ran when she saw how the audience and the public reacted and saw that he was starting to react negatively to her behavior. She turned it on and sprinted him down the aisle. She rushed them down the aisle, and yeah. She already did it now. So she was the first one to get there on first base first. That gave her more leverage. He's emotionally attached, so he doesn't want to walk away or say no. He's probably telling himself, she knew me before you thing blew up. Dude, stop. So, like I say, he's gotten a hold of something that on paper in some parts she holds up. Well, was she there before you got signed or after? She was there before. Okay, now I got to check the character. Okay, you're chronologically, okay, well, that fits. But yeah, she showed up when your athletic ability took off. Right. And she didn't commit to you until it was clear you were going places. It's only been since 2022. Right. So she actually didn't commit to you, bro, until it was obvious to everybody that there's something here.
Right.
And she's showing the telltale signs that she's not as into you as you are to her.
Of course.
Telltale signs. So this is where we at today. So I guess time is going to tell us where they go.
Exactly. And just a fun fact, and I'm gonna land my plane with this one. His mother was Travis Hunter's mother was 16 when she had him. I think that should be the biggest clue why he is the way he is. And with that being said, $1.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Like I say, she looking for her ship to come in because his daddy didn't deliver one. So she's obviously, everybody's looking at him as a resource and nobody's really looking out for him. Even his mama's looking to see what she can get. Everybody's looking to cash out on him. And he won't listen. Let's be clear. He's not going to listen. She does things that we don't do. He is not going to listen to us. He's a young man, hormones going and whatnot, and she does things with him that we don't do. He thinking about getting her to get back to doing that thing she do. Well, man, look here. We can sit up here and show him incontrovertible evidence that there's a problem. She gonna take him home, throw them legs around him, and everything we say is gonna fly out of his head. He's gonna disregard everything we just told him. Right there. Right there. Let me go ahead and we're going to take one more caller here on Zoom. I can't be up all night. I got things to take care of. Let me go ahead and see if I can get Tyler up here on Zoom. Tyler, unmute yourself, sir. This newfangled technology.
Yes, sir, Brother Jason. Good evening. Good evening.
All right, what's on your mind, brother?
Man, so as a former football player, at the college level, at least, at the elite college level, the way that women approach you is, especially when you're coming from the inner city, especially when you're coming from the hood, you haven't seen anything like that before. You haven't seen women treat you with that type of, even if it's fake respect, even if it's mock respect, you haven't seen that a lot of times before. It's just a lot of, selfishness, narcissism, negativity. And then you kind of go to this world where you're eating good, right? You, especially now that you got NIL, I played before NIL, Jason. You got NIL, you tell me you got 6 figures in the bank, you're going on vacation. They had a couple of vacation pics before. You're absolutely right. The women, when they're ready to apologize, when they're ready to pull back, when they want to get your attention, they just throw it on you. And they throw things that your mother can't do, she shouldn't be doing. Your family can't do. Nobody can grab your attention like that, and you get caught up. And I remember when you did the special on Travis, and we was like, it was like, hey, he's gonna have to go through it. But I didn't think he would get, if he married her, I didn't see him marrying her without doing a prenup. So it's worse than we thought, in my opinion. Because I was like, okay, he gets married to her, whatever, but he didn't do a prenup.
He's given her $100,000 ring, red bottoms, a Brabus G-Wagon. This nigga paying a damn dowry. If she gets pregnant, forget your prenup. The prenup's not gonna nullify that. The law sets the situation for that. So, and he's in Tennessee. You could be in a much better state if things go south, folks. Tennessee's not really one of them states you want to be in, to be totally honest. So, like I say, we don't know what the situation is prenup wise. I would be shocked if he had one. I would be surprised, because I'm like, dude, she ain't the one to be marrying, no way. Why are we prenupping anything? So that would be my problem with the prenup there, is that, well, she's not supposed to be eligible for marriage. How is she eligible for a prenup? Why are we going this far? So I just think he would just go all the way. And I think he did this to show all the haters, and we gonna do this anyway. That's why he giggled up and booed up and giggly at the beginning there. That thing right here, what he's doing at the beginning, where you see the two of them, this is supposed to be them. That's right. Y'all told us not to do it, but we gonna do it anyway. So he's thinking he's Romeo and Juliet, and I'm gonna show y'all. And I'm like, no, dude, she's gonna show you. She's gonna show you. So he let her gas his head up, and don't worry, baby, we gonna show him. Okay, brother, only one of y'all is paying. Only one of you is earning any money. Only one of you got the status. Only one of you is elevating the two of you. It's not we, y'all. We ain't gonna pay nothing. It's gonna be you, and it's always gonna be you. So This is what happens when a young male allows one female to be his entire social circle. That's the only person that he checks in with or gets any objective analysis from, and it's not even objective. That's the only one. This is the peril of allowing that.
Man, and I'll tell you this, Jason. It goes back to having to be honest when you come from a single mom, and you find yourself trying to save. I didn't see it that way until you said it I don't know if it was months ago or weeks ago. But you had said in previous broadcasts, like you're trying to save your mama. And I was like, damn, that hit. And it's just like, you don't recognize who your mom is. And so even before you cognitively accept, okay, my mom did something, I'm not going to say she is this, but she might have done some ratchet things. All right. So it's like when you're out here and the women you end up dating and you start looking through the Rolodex it's worse for Travis because this was his only. He didn't recognize it when he was outside the party while she's freaking and he's waiting in the car. Wow. Anyway, you're trying to save your mom. And even if you're not aware, just start looking at the women in your Rolodex. Who have you been hitting up? Who have you been talking to? I didn't recognize it, Jason. The first like 3-4 women I dated after high school graduation were single moms. Jason, there's so many single women out there, no kids. What in the heck was I doing? Why was I drawn to that? Why was I, let me, come and help you take care of the kid? Man, it was foolishness. You get to a point where, if you don't run into someone like you who's going to say it how it is, you don't recognize you're trying to save your mom. Look at who this woman that he married is. If this woman's okay to marry, this is probably if he's under the save mom syndrome, which a lot of kids growing up with single mom is, if you're trying to save your mom by selecting a woman of her caliber, and then you look at who you've married, then you got to put 2 and 2 together and get it fixed. But a lot of times, if you get married too soon, you won't have the time. I think if you come from a single parent home as a young man, you don't need to think marriage till 30 at the earliest.
I don't think any man should, period. A man should not even be considering marriage until he has lived a life, dealt with a number of different females, seen the best and the worst for them so that it finally sinks in your damn head that this was not a fluke. This is the nature and this is reality. And that going forward, you must be aware of this with anybody you deal with, that your emotions and commitment will not dictate her behavior, that there really are people who really will do you wrong and really will take you under. They really will do it to you. And you need to wait until you have enough years lived and enough money earned so that you now have something to lose and something to protect. You've demonstrated you can build something. I don't think it's a smart idea today for men to be getting with women when they don't have enough life experiences to be able to properly vet her himself. I can't tell you all to rely on your fathers to be able to properly vet them. Most of the baby boomer generation, a lot of Gen X, completely clueless and simped out. So they're not eligible or qualified. They bow to women. The sluttiest hoes in the room walk through and he's the girl there. So you can't depend on him. So you're going to have to live your own life, go through these experiences. And protecting yourself means not getting married, not having children, so you can get up and walk away. And then once you had enough experiences, now you can start making decisions about what you want to hold on to long term. Now you can do it because you've invested the time and the effort to gain the experience to be able to make cognitive, serious, concrete decisions and judgment. And now once you got 15, 20 years of doing that under your belt, you can now trust your judgment. You know what you want. You know what you're looking for. You know what gels with you. You know what your program is because you got one, and you know who plugs into your program. And you can also spot a chick who's just pretending she plugs in, but she ain't really with it because you've already been through 2 or 3 who were pretending they were plugged in, but they weren't. Those bad experiences are necessary. The bad experiences are essential. You can't spot a fraud until you meet one. And the next fraud isn't going to show up looking like the last one. So if you start analyzing conditions, that won't help you. They don't all look the same. You analyze behaviors, now you can do it, but it takes time to learn behaviors. It takes time to spot them in different ways, manifesting in different ways, expressing itself differently from different backgrounds. They speak different. So it seems like you're meeting a new creature and you got to get some experience under your belt so that you can start making those judgment calls yourself. You can't depend on your mama and your dad like that. A lot of folk can't. If you're one of the folk who can, that's great. But even if you can, you still have to make these choices yourself. So I've said this here before. A man shouldn't be even thinking about getting married till he's in his late 30s and he's making six figures. If you haven't satisfied those two criterion, as far as I'm concerned, you're rushing it.
No, absolutely. And I think it's back to what you had said earlier in regards to it's in your shoes, it's in your walk, it's in your talk. When you get yourself together, even if you don't dress different, you have a different vibe. You're on a different frequency. You don't, when you go places, you don't ask certain questions. How much does this cost? Like when you go to the store, or let's say you go to a restaurant and you asking how much does avocado cost? How much for guacamole? That sends a huge signal.
Well, look, we don't even have to get that far. Brother, how you see life at 36 is radically different from the way you saw it at 20.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What you think of the world and think of other people, how you respond to it, what your judgment is of it. And married men don't like to say this, but if he had an additional 5 or 10 years to evaluate that woman he married, he wouldn't have done it.
And deal with it, nigga.
Things that you wrote off as just being a fluke, you realize, if I had actually given this a little more time, I would have made a different decision. Then you realize, I'll be damned, that broad ran me down the damn aisle. No, nigga, you was desperate to get down the aisle and she saw you were a sucker for the taking and she took it. But what happens, brother, is you see the world differently at 36 than you do at 20.
Yeah.
You see it differently at 38, at 40 than you did at 20. You see life differently. You see people differently. You see women differently. You see yourself and your program differently. You do not see your life at 25 the same way you will at 35 or 40. That alone, everything else to the side, that alone is a revolutionary change. It's comparing night and day. Just me giving you that runway. You will not make the same decisions at 36 that you would have at 20 or 25. You won't. You won't.
No. It's a different brain. I didn't understand it, but once I hit 30, like 32, life started slowing down a little bit. Like they say when you play sports or you're doing something and like it slows down, you can slow the game down, and you just start to see what when a woman who has a bunch of makeup, her stuff out, right? You start to see the other signs like, whoa, how did I miss that? That was there the whole time. If I would have seen that or been aware of that, then I would have made a different decision. And as you get older, you pick up on that. Like there's a reason why there are certain traditions and trends, why it's older men, younger women a lot. And we're in a time where they try to make you seem like you're some type of creep pedophile because you want a female that's younger, that has time on her belt. A lot of women don't want to admit, and this is something big, Jason. A lot of single moms do not admit how much it hurts them to miss their 20s, because as a man, missing your 20s is so different than a woman missing her 20s. You got your 30s, you got your 40s, you can still do things. And you see there's a professional Olympians that are like 37, professional boxers, 37, 38. You still have time. If you're a woman and you miss out on your 20s, you have missed the boat. And single moms aren't going to come to you and say, I effed up, I missed the boat, I never should have done this. And then they're not going to add on top of that, son, do not date a woman like me. If more single mothers just came out and said, son, don't date a woman like me. I know it was lonely for y'all. I know it sucked not having a male role model, but don't try to save me. I needed to go through that. I chose to be with your father. He abandoned us. So that's something that I have to bear. But very few women are saying that. They're coming up with all these excuses like, well, it was this and it was that, and I was young. The young is the biggest thing. I'm not going to say men and women age different per se, but I'm raising my daughter to be ready, not to date older men like that, but just to understand girl 16 is not boy 16. You are in a different situation, in my opinion, and you have to be ready for that. You're going to be approached by things at 16 that I would not be approached by. Women are not looking for some struggling 16-year-old on the bus, no matter how good you're looking. They're not looking for that. You know what I'm saying? They have what they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a girl that is broke, got the worst shoes, but you got a nice body and you 16, you're not going to be at that bus stop for long if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't get in the car. Don't get in the car, young ladies. But you're not going to be at that bus stop too long if you don't want to. It's a different time scale. When you had a graph that showed like the different growth rate, right, for women, how they go, and then how the men kind of pass them up in their 30s and they don't look back. Jason, that is exactly what started happening. And I started dying. I was like, even with the chart out there, like the you can't change the data. And so as a man, you have to understand that. And especially as a man coming from a single mother household, the loneliness that a single mother feels when they don't tell you how lonely they are, and then it causes weird stuff to happen, weird relationships, weird dynamics to start taking place in the home. So if you're a son and you of a single mom, you may not need to go see a therapist, but you got to do some internal. You have to, because here's a person who's been teaching you how to be an adult, but they always have that emergency escape, like you said. They have a parachute. They're teaching you how to be an adult, but they're not teaching you how to be a full adult because you as a man don't have a parachute. I think that's why we got so many,
Well, look, it's the laws of supply and demand. And for this generation, too many males have extended the supply of being somebody's damn bailout. And that's why the quality of the females is plummeted, because you can't spoil people who don't deserve to be sitting at the table, and yet you still give them a seat at the table. That's an entitlement. And that nobody appreciates an entitlement. By definition, it gets taken for granted. It's the laws of supply and demand. If marriage right now is too damn easy to get, hell, females getting a monogamous relationship is too easy to get. It's far too easy to get right now. They're not competing for it. They're not working nearly as hard as they need to. They only want to do it when they're bringing you the dregs and the leftovers. If it were far harder to get, then the value that they would put in bringing their best would increase. So when the supply dries up, that's when you'll see the rest happen. You do see that kind of dynamic in a place like Miami. I will say that. Miami's real good about that. If you're not on point, you just sitting up there on the bridge. You're not on the yacht. You're not out there in Biscayne Bay. You ain't nowhere. If you're not on point, I've been down there, y'all. I showed y'all Bayside. All the fat chicks were sitting up there at the Hard Rock Cafe and sitting up there looking over the beach. All the chicks in the bikinis were out there on the yachts on the water. Yeah, everything over size 10 was standing on the pier looking at the yachts and the boats. Everything that could actually wear a bikini without being a laughingstock was on the boats. So the men have very clearly made it clear, hey, this is the reward package. This is the benefits package. This is the only people we're extending it to. Yeah, there's a lot of females here, and most of you will be standing up there on the pier and on the bridge looking down. You will not be invited out here. And that's how you change things. Supply and demand. But brother, you can't dry up the supply when you refuse to tell people no. If you are determined to sell to every person who walks in here, then we never get to change it. So what will really change it for, your single moms and thoughts and sluts and just bad attitudes, period. What changes it if the men say, yeah, no deals available. None. Nothing long-term, no anything. On account of the fact that you need us more than we need you. You need a producer more than we need you. You need a protector more than we need you. We're not looking to you to produce for us or protect for us. I give you all this example that, by the way, why did your red pill high value gurus tell you all this a decade ago? I was the only person who said it to you. As men, your value isn't, you make money or you're resourceful. Your value is that I stand in front of bullets for her. She ain't gonna stand in front of bullets for me. Now, what's the value of being a person who's standing in front of bullets? Don't you want to talk about, well, what did I get paid for cooking or cleaning? Okay, what do you get paid for standing in front of bullets for someone? How much do you have to pay somebody a year to get that? Tell me how much you got to pay for that one. That's your value as a man. Now, you need to have competencies in other areas, but by the way, that's your foundation, that's your baseline. That just comes from your character. You might not be able to fist fight your way out of a wet paper bag, but if you're just like, hey, like Rocky, okay, I'm just going to keep standing. I'm not going to let nobody hurt her, even if I can't knock this fella out. I'll be hanging on his damn leg, Okay, that just comes from heart, period. Period. That's your baseline, even with no fighting ability whatsoever. Everything else is stacked on top of that. And when you say, by the way, yeah, there won't be any protection, no provision, you got to just pay for everything. I'm going to have accessibility, but it won't be here, or at least we're going to change how we distribute these things. And the issue is that was the way it was before. That's how it was before. And then men took tricking to be a lifestyle, and we don't have to become competent. We'll just pay for everything. And hey, we'll see we can buy respect. And simps used to be the minority laughing stock. Now they're the majority rule. And the respect has gone out of the window. So supply and demand. I'm just saying. The bottom line is for the men today, all that stuff needs to be off the table until there is a societal reset and everybody stops their bull crap and stops the exploitation and the disrespect and all this other nonsense. If you've got benefits, that should be off the table. It should just be off the table, period. And marriage, it should be easier to become a made member of the mob than it is to get married. And I said that.
And deal with it, nigga.
It should be easier to become a member of the Genovese crime family than it should be to get married.
Absolutely.
It should be easier for a female to join the WNBA than it is for her to get married. Now, the men should give the same level of benefits for marriage, but it should be a hell of a lot harder than it is. As a matter of fact, having a steady relationship should be radically more difficult than it currently is. And the problem is that most men don't have options, so they end up just starting to spin in the first place, which is what keeps them in the situation and the chaos it's in. But men have turned what should be, and no, your high value gurus were dead wrong. They didn't know what they were talking about. Marriage today is not reserved for so-called the rich. Any goof can get married today if they want to. The problem with marriage is exactly the inverse. Marriage should be a luxury product.
Absolutely.
Marriage should be an exclusive luxury product that is reserved only for the most responsible, the most capable, the most committed, not for some jackalope who's treating marriage like an extended date. People who, when they give their vows, they are good to their word. A person whose word is their everything, that's a luxury product, unfortunately, because character has become so damn rare. But marriage should be a luxury product. An exclusive relationship should be a premium luxury product. For a female to get a man to say, you the only one he fooling with, did you qualify for that? If you did not, we'll see what come down the road. And for men to say that like that across the board, that's what makes the culture. It is too easy for females to get sex, to get a relationship, to get a commitment, to get a long-term relationship, to get married. It's too damn easy. Now, no, she's not necessarily even satisfied with the caliber male she gets. What I'm saying is it should be able to get that. Shouldn't even be able to get that. When that becomes ultra super rare, now people will value it again. Now they'll value it. Now they'll treat it responsibly. Now they'll actually appreciate it and show some damn gratitude. Now that'll happen. But so long as we make commitment a commodity, you can pick it up at Target, Big Lots, okay, they ain't around, Dollar Tree, You make it a commodity? No wonder they're giving you such hell. Because she figures you're easily replaceable, brother.
Yep.
When women think that you are easily replaceable, and if you won't trick off and simp off and bend to her will, there's a goof off jackass down the street who will. When that's their attitude about it, yeah. And she doesn't have to be happy with it and whatnot. She's not going to be happy with it. She's going to be very dissatisfied to a lot of degrees. But the bottom line is, if she's looking for an escape plan, let me pay these bills first and then figure out what I'm going to do to get over this nigga I married second.
No,
so
absolutely.
if we want to have a discussion in our culture as men, the discussion we need to have is that, yeah, fellas, we need to rethink this whole thing. Because that's what women did back in the 50s and 60s. Oh, hell, is Jason going there with it? I damn sure am. That's what women did back in the 50s and 60s. Women weaponized sex back in the 50s and 60s. And then they continued it through the 70s and 80s. So first, we want to make sure that we control who gets born and who doesn't, even to the ghastly extent of killing babies. And you'll hear women sit up here and talk about it, but you have never seen a widespread movement of women saying that we should not be allowed to kill babies. Now, you don't see women as a group advocating against other women doing that. Notice that's always very conveniently missing. You'll have one little ultra-conservative chick over here, one over there, and even they ain't 10 toes down about it. Even they're not. There's always that wink, wink, nod, nod to the sisterhood. Now, when they're around men, they talk differently. But when they actually have to make a decision, they uphold the sisterhood's right to kill babies. Then they continued on by weaponizing the court system. So, okay, we need to weaponize the marriage laws, weaponize child support. So anything that the women understood, we only have one skill set. We can have babies and men can't. So we need to get the law to give us special preferential treatment, and then we gonna work the hell out of it. Okay, well, as men, that goes both ways. We are the protectors and the providers. Then that needs to come at a much higher cost. Way, way, way higher. And it also needs to be very publicly expressed and displayed. What the men want needs to be blatantly, boldly, and unapologetically expressed. If you're a female who doesn't meet it, you need to be openly mocked and laughed at. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a very hostile environment here, because the men sitting up here refusing to say exactly what it is, and yes, openly, because if you're a man, you ain't tall enough, you ain't rich enough, you ain't swaggy enough, you're not handsome enough. The females mock you all the damn time. They put up pictures on Facebook and mock men every damn day. Let's not even try that garbage. Women ridicule and mock men every day. They make a sport out of it every day doing that to men. If I say that to the fellas, okay, well, fellas, maybe we should do the same thing right there. Oh, man, you know, you ain't a misogynoir. Meanwhile, the women been doing it. And what I'm saying is that as men, when we show people that they're able to punch us and hit us and abuse us, and we're going to turn around and say, well, you know what I mean, forget them, and you know what they do. That doesn't make people respect us. When we show them, hey, you hit us, we're going to retaliate. You escalate on us, we're going to escalate on you. That's how you earn people's respect. Especially when you're the one sitting there with the majority of the firepower. That makes a whole big radical difference. Women don't buy the real fly stuff. Think about the last 3 relationships you were in, men. That includes those of you who are married. Did your woman bring the real fly stuff? What? Think about the house, the cars, the electronics in the house. Tell me, which one of you bought the real fly stuff? When y'all two broke up, was she the one who owned the really nice things, the really fly things, the really expensive things? Was she the one who owned that and bought that? Or was that you? Was that you who did that? Think about your last 3 or 4 relationships now. If you got serious, if y'all moved in, by the way, who was it who bought the nice stuff? You know, the stuff that was when you wanted to move out when y'all broke up, the stuff that was actually worth keeping. Which one of you actually did that? You know, the stuff you could actually get some at the pawn shop. Which one of you was the one who actually did that? If the fellas actually think about it for me, damn, when you think about it for a few moments, you're the only, women don't buy the real fly stuff. They don't. If you're lucky, she might buy herself one little old handbag. Everything else, she gonna be financed and in debt for the rest of her damn days. If she tries to buy a nice car, she's gonna be paying for that thing until it junks out on her. She'll be way past warranty. The engine is smoking like a speakeasy in the 20s. You know, that's where it should be at. And that's just the reality of it is men, we're the ones who do the fly stuff. We buy the fly things. We buy the big ticket items. Advertisers advertise to women, but they don't advertise to women for their money or income. They advertise to women to solicit the women so the women will go and solicit the men. That's the way advertising has always worked. The men, when they say that the women make the financial choices, what they mean is the women are the ones who actually go get the stuff. It's the men who pay for it. Yes. The men provide the finances and the women are given authority to make financial choices. The advertising industry realized they could circumvent the men by appealing to the women. When they realized that we as men would not give in to consumer culture, they found a runaround, an end run around us. Well, solicit the women. Now, most of your advertising solicits the women, even though they're not the ones with the money. Well, don't worry, they'll get a man. They'll find a man to go pay for this. And that's how they work it. Now, you can call it Adam and Eve syndrome. You can call it whatever you want to. But that's the thing right there. And what I'm saying is that's once again a reminder. We've made it too easy. We make gifts too easy. I was the guy who was monitoring Valentine's Day to tell y'all the numbers have plummeted. And unfortunately, I got to say, this is good. It's not preferable, but this shows that it's getting harder. And it will perpetually, continually get harder. Then you're going to have the females getting the scraps. And I'm like, yeah, fellas, we don't do ourselves any favors putting scraps on the table. Turn that spigot all the way off. Turn it all the way off. And then after a few years, we'll see what comes of it. But if you're not willing to do that, the female's willing to do it, but you're not, that won't change.
Yeah, as a guy, and I'll finish with this, Jason. As a guy, you have to set the tone. Women, it's very strange. Women are not the same as men in a lot of ways, but they really don't listen to what I had a female friend of mine said when I was dating this female back in the day. She's like, well, if you keep going back, she's gonna think that you want her and that everything's okay. I said, but I told her that it's not okay. She said she's not listening to you. She's watching what you do. And I'm just like, dang, that's huge. And I'll close with this, Jason. As a child coming from a single mom, the woman, you grow up your entire life, especially your most impressionable years, with the clear understanding that if dad bailed, right? So now you're in the survival situation. If mom bails, it's over. You're done. And so poor Travis, right? Because I think homeboy is still under some type of psychosis. Poor Travis is over here. He's coming from a situation where the woman that you love leaving you means death. It means no ability to survive. It means the end. And so women, it's sad to say, you said this earlier in tonight's broadcast. She thinks he deserves. I don't know why she's doing him like this. I didn't know she had an OnlyFans too, Jason. Damn, I didn't know she had an OnlyFans. So it's really just it's so sad that these women are out here, even young women, taking advantage of men who have these single mom syndromes and manipulating them into making these decisions. I was listening to your broadcast earlier, right when it just started. I was on the freeway, and I'm thinking, okay, well, if she really wants to get married, let's do the wedding. But at what point in time does us signing a contract have to do with anything? Right? Like, okay, you want to marry me, you want to be with me forever. Okay, let's have the wedding. We'll invite our family. We'll have food. I'll get the tuxedo. You get the gown. We'll have the cake. What in the world does that have to do with the contract? That's what needs to grab men's attention. Why does she want you to sign a contract? If she wants to spend the rest of her life with you, go spend the rest of your life with that woman. The contract is where you need to pay attention. What is she trying to get you to sign and why? What rights are you giving up and why? Right? Take a look, fellas. Listen, if you come from a single home, you need to pick up on this channel. B1 $Jason.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Also, that comes from practice. If you're a man who doesn't practice, y'all gotta understand that fellas sitting up here trying to meet one female, dudes be trying to keep their body counts down. What? Fellas, I mean, that you need to have females you practice with. All the women ain't gonna like this one right here. I'm gonna tell them to do them anyway. Fellas, you need to have females you practice with. Every female ain't got to be your damn wife. You need to have females you practice with. This chick is going to be here for a season. Okay, she's there for you to learn. Go to this place. Go to this hotel. Go to this resort. Go practice doing some shopping and things. Go practice with this restaurant. Go practice doing some ordering. Get some experience under your damn belt. She doesn't have to be there for the rest of your life. She just has to be there for the rest of the evening. She doesn't have to be there for the rest of your days. She just has to be there for the rest of the week. Get some practice and some experience. Have a chick around for 3-4 weeks, 3-4 months. Go some places, do some things. Then get a real broad up in here.
And deal with it, nigga.
I said it. Okay, if she ain't built for lifelong, she can still benefit the situation. Okay, we gonna learn with you. We're gonna take you with us and we're gonna get some experiences under belt. We're gonna try some new things here. So that, now that we're gonna go ahead and break in some new experiences, and then we get a broad with some sense up in here. We already know what to take her and what to do with her. Which is what women value. Women don't value a man who's amateur and learning when she does. She don't give a damn how you found out. She just wants to know you found out. Men want females who are virgin territory. Women want seasoned operators. She doesn't want to have to tell you how to be, what to do, how to move, where to go. She doesn't care about that. She only cares if you know how to get there. As a man, you're not looking for a woman to lead. So therefore, you're looking for a female who can follow. Okay, if this chick is not built for the long run, she can be built for the sprint. Fellas need to learn how to learn with some females. Learn with them. Pick up some new stuff right here. Okay, she signed up for one season. I will go ahead and give her a 1-season contract. We'll give her a short-term contract. I might have to give a second string, a third string. We can give her a short-term contract. Oh, I got some stuff over here I want to try that I might not want to let the general public know what's going on. Let me get my third string over here. Let me go ahead and get my pinch hitter up in here. I might not want the world to know about this next part right here. Let me try this one here on the sneak. Fellas are afraid to do that. So no, you need to learn some things. Take some time. Learn about that so you can come back stronger. You're better. You're more seasoned. You're more experienced. That's what you're supposed to be for. The fellas are out here trying to wife up every female they meet. Every female, you gotta be here with my life. Fellas are so scared to death that they're gonna wake up and ain't nobody gonna be there. That's practice too. You practice not having options the same way you practice having them. But that's the discussion for you. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. I want to thank everyone who's contributed to tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out here to Armand. Thank you very much for your support tonight. We appreciate that. Shout out here to my man JM, Bobby Williams. Thank you very much for your support here as well. Shadow Dog Law, Neo Mongole, and everybody else here. If you are new here to the business, welcome to the program. All your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. Click that red subscribe button. Click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we are here. If you haven't been on our Patreon, the link is in the description. Probably going to give you all an update on that situation here from last week. Probably give you all an update on that. Thinking we might go ahead and do a couple of things. So tomorrow I'm going to have an update on that. You're welcome to join us for that as well. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's program, live or recorded. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business will handle you.